right, let's go.
I really can't believe we're sitting here and it's already week 18. It's gone by so fast.
Let's get it over with.
I can't wait to see how this all plays out.
Jerome Ford stands in his own end zone for the Cleveland Browns, who come into this game 7-9. As we said earlier, they started the season 3-7, so it has been a turnaround of sorts for the Browns. And part of that comeback coincides with the return of quarterback Deshaun Watson. And with thoughts and memories of Damar Hamlin, we're underway. From the 6, he picks it up.
Hey, got to the 24 though. All right. Ended up meaning nothing. Drops the ball, but hey, gets to the 24. Fine.
Since he finished his suspension, the Browns 5-2 over his starting stretch.
Well, here's what they're hoping, Greg, is that they can capitalize and continue what they did the second half last week against the Commanders. They didn't start out very good, but really in that second half, they scored on their first 3 possessions. Amari Cooper started to get going, and you started to see some of the playmaking ability of Deshaun Watson.
They have running back extraordinaire Nick Chubb in the backfield. They fake it to him. And the pass over
There you go. There you go. Good catch, Chubb. There you go.
About the 43-yard line where Robert Spillane makes the tackle.
It's a simple dump off right there.
Initially, I thought the Steelers did a really good job of taking away the play-action pass, and then this is just a check down. So he gets it out to Chubb, and then Mark Robinson, all he has to do is come up, make an easy tackle for about a 5 or a 6-yard gain. But Chubb, after the catch, and already on the first play of the game, an explosive pass play.
Fred Himes says, week 18, appreciate you for the season. Go Browns. Appreciate you, Fred. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate everybody who's been watching these streams all 18 weeks. If I got any 17-week Warriors in the chat, let me know. I appreciate every single one of y'all, even the ones I be getting mad at or disagree with for showing up for these 17 weeks. 17 games is a lot of games, man. It's a lot of games.
20, 10, 5, touchdown,
Good run by Watson here for the first down. There's a flag, though. And Chris Gustafar with a 50 bond says, hey, Q, thank you for another great season of Browns coverage. As a former Washington fan, you have made my transition easier, so thank you for that. Hope next year we can make a run. Absolutely.
James Hudson, who's starting at right tackle today.
James Hudson just got a penalty. Appreciate you, Chris. Really do. Appreciate that.
And number 2 out of Alabama leads the wide receiver group.
First 50 bomb of the day. That's dope.
The Browns offensively have been inconsistent, but
all right, 2nd and 15 here.
Over 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns.
Let's get Coop going.
Averaging 14.5 yards per catch, and had some really good catch and runs last week.
Watson throwing over the middle, and that is complete.
All right, it's going to be about 3rd and 10.
That's complete to the tight end Harrison Bryant. The Steeler defense has gotten better as the season has progressed. 5-time Pro Bowler Cameron Hayward keys the front line. The linebackers have the great T.J. Watt on one side. Alex Highsmith on the tear, 12 sacks on the other, and number 39 in the secondary.
That doesn't get much better than Fitzpatrick, a Pro Bowler one more time, and co-leader in the NFL, 6 interceptions. He's going to play a big part in this game, both in the deep passing game, but also up near the line of scrimmage to try and stop Chubb.
3rd and 9 for Watson.
Oh, got tipped.
Somewhere along the way, and it falls incomplete. David Njoku, the intended receiver. So these Cleveland Browns, who had 6 opening drive touchdowns.
Yeah, got tipped. I mean, it's probably a good thing that got tipped.
Don't get one here.
A really good job by Edmonds, who's playing the underneath coverage.
All right, pin him.
That defense to get up there and tip that ball. And you know, the one thing that kept coming up over and over again in our meetings with the Steelers is the running ability and that dimension that Deshaun Watson brings to this offense. Really have to be careful with how he uses his legs.
Scoring punt there.
Bad punt. Bad punt. How do you only get the ball to the 20? Come on, man.
Kenny Pickett. We'll take a break and come back right after
It's a
this.
terrible punt. It is a absolutely terrible punt, man.
Disrupting traditional real estate, but disrupting it in a positive way. Our home sellers are walking away with thousands more than if they sold the traditional way. And the process was easier, more convenient, and less intrusive. That has resulted in thousands of additional dollars in our home sellers' pockets. The goal is to change the way America sells homes for the better. That's what 72 Sold is all about.
I just switched to Verizon Business Unlimited. It is just right for my little business. Unlimited premium data, unlimited hotspot data.
You know it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
When it comes to your business, not all bars are created equal.
Oh,
So
boy.
switch to Verizon Business Unlimited today.
Sly says, thanks for all the streams, all season. Go Browns. Appreciate you, Sly. Appreciate that. Be right back. Man, fan anthems are always terrible. Look, man, whether the Browns win or lose this game, I don't know why we're acting like the Browns winning or losing this game has any impact on Joe Woods' future with this team, right? Like, this isn't going to get us into the playoffs. And winning a championship again to the AFC Championship game might have been the only thing that could have saved his job at that point. Once the Browns were eliminated from contention from that, his fate was going to be his fate. Either they're going to keep him regardless or they're not. This game has no bearing on it. Honestly, it has no bearing on anything other than the Pittsburgh Steelers playoff hopes. The decisions have probably already been made. This does not change anything. And given that Kevin has a press conference and AB has a press conference on Monday, we know what those decisions probably are, right? And it's not that Kevin's going to be gone or AB's going to be gone. You know what I mean?
Steeler rookie Kenny Pickett feels like he gets better by the minute. Turning the ball over 8 times. His first 5 games has had just 1 turnover in his last 7.
Yeah, you know Pittsburgh's going to run it 1,000,000 times here.
The game-winning drives, right? At the end of the game, those really stand out. But the other part of what he's done in the second half of the season is just that, taking care of the football. Now, you would love more touchdowns and more scoring from the offense, but the fact that he really hasn't thrown more than 1 interception in the second half of the season is big.
Good tackle.
Midfield by Denzel Ward. Well, we told you about that Buffalo kick return. Let's take a look at it. Gets back to the guys in New York City.
Greg, can you believe this? Can't write the script any better. This is the opening kickoff with Buffalo receiving. Nyheim Hines takes us 96 yards for the touchdown. Buffalo early lead, 7-0 over New England.
Ooh, the Patriots about to get their ass beat.
All right, guys, thank you. Line of scrimmage is now the 49 of the Pittsburgh Steelers. First down. And Harris again. Harris dragging tacklers to the Cleveland 45.
Harris been doing that lately. He's been breaking tackles.
For his team, this offensive unit has been intact the entire season and doing a great job in front of Najee Harris, Arch.
Well, and you can see, I thought last week the offensive line really was mashing them up front, but Najee Harris already off to a really nice start in this game. Is running, I don't want to use the word confidence because he's always been a confident runner, but he really is starting to hit the hole well here in the last few games.
On 2nd and 4, this is Jaylen Warren as Najee takes a breather on the sideline to the 42.
3rd and short.
This Browns defense, you have to ask, where's 95?
Well, Absolutely. That's the one guy that really shows up week in and week out. 15 sacks on the season. He's been on a little bit of a tear here in the last 4 games, but was rather quiet back when these two teams played in week 3. You really didn't hear his name much. Steelers did a really good job of game planning and not allowing him to affect the game.
Comes into this game with 15 sacks. That's 4th best in the NFL. Little inside handoff to the tight end, Connor Hayward. Connor Hayward to the 36-yard line and a 1st down for the Steelers.
A little misdirection. You get both backs. You see Watt going in motion. And
This is good misdirection there. It's a good play call.
Slip it to the rookie tight end out of Michigan State. Really is more of a special teams player. They have a couple plays, per game packages for him, but really a nice job of picking up the 1st down.
Harris back onto the field and into the backfield on 1st down. Pickett throws on the move and dropped by Deontay Johnson.
All right, it's good. Keep him back.
Deontay Johnson is amazing. This is a really good wide receiver. Comes into this game, 64 catches, 844 yards, no touchdowns yet.
I'm sure he appreciates you calling that out. Yes.
Hey, nobody knows it better than Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, but he had 2 catches last week on 7 targets, but those 2 catches were huge in the 4th quarter.
2nd and 10.
Nah, dog. That's Myles Garrett. You're going down. Yeah, you're not breaking that tackle.
Had him wrapped up. They lose yardage on the play. This is now back to about the 40-yard line.
Sly says won't be shocked if Kenny throws less than 20 times. Probably. Depends on what the Browns do on offense.
Really good thing going, running the football, getting positive yards on 1st down, and on their very first pass attempt on the game on 1st down, a drop pass, then you get a tackle for a loss, and now all of a sudden, when you start to drive off in promising way, you're 3rd and 13.
Free play. It's going to be 5 yards anyways. Hope things are good, Q. Go Browns. Appreciate you, Jacob. Oh, what's up, Jacob? Jacob Schreiner Briggs. What's up, man?
Alex Wright, the rookie out of UAB.
Fellow YSU alum. Appreciate you, man.
Alex Wright will be getting quite a bit of playing.
All right, 38. Get him off the field, though. Yeah, see, that they tried to go with that Myles play they did last week, and it just didn't. He jumped. He didn't time it right.
But Wright, the rookie, gets a chance to make some plays today.
So now here's a 3rd and 8. Pickett running out of time.
Oh, shit.
One tackle, throws on the run, finds his man. 20, 15. Deontay Johnson looking for the end zone and comes up shy by 2 yards. That whole team wanted it. The whole team wanted it.
Yeah, he did. And this is, again, this is really a nice job.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett does a good job out of structure. Denzel Ward just loses him.
Finding the zone. And this is really, when you talk about
And then whoever missed that tackle.
Kenny Pickett from early season to where he is.
Who was that missed that tackle?
His mobility to get outside the pocket. And then
Of course.
open receiver down the field. Deontay Johnson does the rest.
1st and goal. Najee Harris in the backfield.
False start.
Cleveland takes its first time out. This will be 30 seconds.
What the fuck?
So, interesting time for a timeout here. With 7:40 still to play in the 1st quarter, but Kevin Stefanski, looks like he might be looking for an explanation too. Let's go back to that play.
Well, this is really what you've seen. Watch Pickett. He's looking to his left. He feels the pressure, and then as he's getting outside the pocket, he keeps his eyes downfield and spots Johnson. And you really watch him here in the last 2 games. He wants to touchdown. No doubt about that for Johnson. But when you really watch him here in the last 2 games, that's where a lot of his plays have been made. It's getting outside, buying some time, but then having the presence to look downfield and then make really good throws to his receivers.
He was down.
Close to the goal line. They are not calling it a touchdown. They're saying he's short of the goal line.
Well, I think his left knee. I think he keeps his left knee off the ground. Watch here at the end. The left knee never does it touch.
Wow, nah, he scored.
And then he goes over the end line.
Kenny Pickett will go after this.
Nah, short. They should have challenged that. He scored.
Doesn't crack the goal line.
He scored. They should have challenged that.
Well, I really think that if you went back and
Ooh, he scored. All right, well.
his right knee was the one that went down. Well, I really thought that he was able to keep the left knee off the ground.
Well, the Steelers went after the next snap in a hurry. Right. Here's that play.
So you see, the left knee never really hits the ground.
Yeah, he scored.
He reaches the ball over it. And I don't believe, that certainly Steelers, I know you don't always get the right look, but to me that was a touchdown.
3rd and goal from inches away.
Oh, fumble. That's us. That's us. Let's go. Oh, Najee definitely scored. Wow. Why did they not challenge that?
Ball was out before he got over the goal line.
Wow. 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 Wow, I cannot believe they didn't challenge that play. That was such an obvious challenge, y'all. That was such an obvious touchdown. Oh my gosh. Wow. 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 That's incredible. That is incredible. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. That was like I didn't think it was a touchdown when I first saw it, but if you look at the replay that was almost available instantly after the play, it was clear and obvious he scored that touchdown. Wow. Cannot believe. Could not believe that. All right, you gotta take advantage of it though. Gotta take advantage. That's not Joe Woods doing anything, dog. That is wow. I don't know why Pittsburgh operated like that. Like I don't see the argument for not getting that looked at. Like I just don't. And they ran to play fast like they were trying to get away with the call. Yeah, that's a great point, Ray Rags. They ran to play fast, and I think they were trying to capitalize on the confusion. But boy, is that a stupid gamble. That was bad. Wow. I mean, I'm happy they did it, but like that was wow.
BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Please gamble responsibly. And by Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
I mean, they had everything going for them in that first drive, and they just kind of literally fumbled it away.
After the fumble recovery, the Browns with the ball.
Throw it, throw it, throw it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Big run there. Big run there.
Talk about that play at the goal line that the Steelers did not score on. What did you see, Gene?
You know what? And Adam nailed it, I thought, Greg, and a great point. You watch Najee Harris's
And
left
he never
knee,
never-
there's a shadow below his knee, but that knee never really gets to the ground
before he then extends the
That's
football
crazy.
lane to the goal line. You know, the questions will always be, why did Pittsburgh go fast? Why didn't they challenge it? It's a first down play. Coach Tomlin obviously thought that he could get up there right to the line of scrimmage quick, go with the quarterback sneak, and make it official. But we see what happens if you delay on that or don't take your time to look at something that is a touchdown.
Yeah, and hindsight always being what it is, Arch.
Yeah, well, certainly it was part of their.
That's not hindsight. That's not hindsight. That is not hindsight. Look, that's something they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt on because he's Mike Tomlin. That was just bad, dog. There's no excuse. He should have, looked at the replay of that, like, hey, did we get that? And then called whatever he wanted to call.
3 is able to get that ball out of Harris's hands.
2nd and 9. Watson.
Holding.
Penalty marker down over the middle. That is complete to David Njoku.
Last game of the year, we made it. Yes, sir. It's on Pittsburgh? Illegal receiver downfield.
I believe you're going to get a hold on Wills off of the left tackle. But that was, I don't know if this was a design play or not, but Njoku, he dives on the ground to get a chip on Watt.
Ineligible man, downfield offense number 77. Penalties declined. Holding, offense number 71. He's half the distance to the goal line.
You got to get better at this, man.
So here is the hold of Wills
right here.
Yep.
And take a look at Njoku here. He dives on the ground, and then he gets up and just works the middle of the field. So I don't know if that was a design play or not, but nonetheless, the hold brings back a big play.
2nd and 17.
Got it.
From his own end zone, throws far side of the field, and that's complete to Amari Cooper.
3rd and short. Let's get it.
Let's
run something out of empty here. But
just like, even when we had the Browns earlier this year and talking to Jacoby Brissett, just how long it took him to get on the same page and learn a new offense and try to get to know everybody. It's the same thing for Deshaun Watson. Even though he was here in the offseason, it's still been a learning process to get that chemistry and figure out his wide receivers.
They'll go for the first down on 3rd down on the ground.
Are they going to give him the spot?
Kareem Hunt.
I guess. It's short.
Look at where the spot is. What on AJ?
Yeah, it's short.
That big catch by Amari Cooper is not unusual because Deshaun Watson told us during our meetings this week, there's just a chemistry between them. And he's somebody that Deshaun actually goes to ask for advice and study different DBs throughout the league. Amari has been.
No, we're not going for this at all, huh?
So far, and he says Amari's just above the shoulders.
I mean, what do you have to lose?
Cleveland short of the first down.
And he said that he's learned to trust in the.
This is why I hate running the ball on 3rd and short. It's a bad play call every time. Running the ball on 3rd and short is such a terrible play call. 3rd and under 1, yeah, sure, run it on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. I'm not tripping on that. But 3rd and 3, running the ball on 3rd and 3, it's harder to get 3 yards running the ball there than it is just to get a 3-yard route route or something like that. It's so much easier to spread the defense out and get 3 yards when you have a decent quarterback than it is to run the ball there. And even if you don't got a decent quarterback, how many 3rd and 3s do we see Jacoby Brissett convert? People ain't trading 3 first-round picks for him. And he can still do it. It's just, I hate 3rd and intermediate runs. I hate them. You give yourself one option to succeed the whole play. That's it. When you run the ball, you give yourself one option to succeed. If you throw the ball, you give yourself 4. On 3rd down, you want options. Take the options.
mustache and beard.
Hey, I get it. Commitment can be scary, but not when you're saving up to 15% with Subscribe and Save at Amazon. You get free repeat delivery on your favorite items. And if things don't work out, you can always cancel. Seriously, no one would judge you if you call them off. Okay.
Learn all the ways to save with Amazon.
You can't start a Range Rover before it's already started. 1923. New series, no streaming, exclusively on Paramount Plus. Use promo code 1923 for 1 month free.
Is that my mug? Yep. I am very happy that you feel comfortable here.
Why would you run? I'm still upset. Why would you run that with Kareem Hunt? Like, I get Kareem Hunt in there in short yardage, but, like, that's not even short yardage. It was like 3rd and 3.
Stadium here in Pittsburgh, where we are scoreless, 3 minutes to play in the first.
Look, if they would have died in, like, empty, I would have been fine with it.
At their own 29-yard line, and now G. Harris back in the backfield. Pickens throw. Rolling.
Oh, that's a fumble. That is a fumble. That's a fumble. That is a clear fumble. Yep.
Deontay Johnson had it, lost it, and the ball goes over once again to the Cleveland Browns. And look at the field position they have this time.
Did he ever?
Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I guess it was actually better. It was actually better to punt the ball and rely on the Steelers fumbling it. That was actually a better move. Never mind, Kevin Stefanski. I'll stop bitching about the damn play call because it actually turned out to be better. Not that you knew it when you called it, but hey, if you luck out, you luck out.
He's been on fire here the last part of the season. Had his 3rd interception.
Previous play is under review.
That's a fumble.
Yeah, for a guy, we weren't even really sure if he would play today. He's playing, and he's playing well. We'll take a break.
At Domino's, next time you order 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas for $6.
That's a fumble, though. All right. Well, we should get the ball back. Yeah, he made a football move. He ran like 4 yards upfield. Josh Dobbs converted multiple times last night with throws to Hooper and him on 3rd. Yeah, you got to throw it on 3rd and short more often. Like 3rd and extremely short, yeah, you run the ball. You keep it simple. But 3rd and kind of short, you got to throw that.
Domino's. Get great deals on pizza, bread twist, chicken desserts, and more.
As we welcome you back to Pittsburgh,
What?
the fumble call on the field has been overturned.
How?
And it's ruled an incomplete pass. Gene Steratore, what'd you see?
One? Oh, he bobbled it.
Deontay Johnson possesses the football and
Yeah, that's not. Okay.
He has possession with 2 feet down. But prior to the third foot landing, the ball gets knocked loose.
And Steven Sims.
Turned incomplete, and I agree with that ruling.
Gino, thank you very much.
All right, yeah, that's fair.
Sims
That's fair.
around the right side for some pretty good yardage and a first down. 19 yards on the play.
Yes.
Who the hell is 92?
For one or two of these jet sweeps per game, and all the different receivers on this team have their roles. You know, Johnson is, the route runner. Pickens, we know what he does, one-on-one down the field, and then Sims, they really get good use out of him with those jet sweeps and those reverses as a runner.
Pittsburgh out to its own 45-yard line and Pickett to throw.
Got him. Period. Period.
35.
Period.
Perrion Winfrey with the sack.
Let's go.
There's a penalty marker down.
Oh, come on.
Illegal contact. Defense. Number 42. Automatic first down.
That flag
What?
on linebacker Tony Fields. And let's get you back to New York City for
Illegal contact.
A sense of humor. Yeah, watch this touchdown, 1 yard from Joe Mixon. They go up to 10-0. But watch Joe Mixon. He's going to simulate the ruling that came out this week. Let me take this off. Let me get this here. Let me pull out my coin, and let's just flip it. There we go, buddy. 10-0 Cincinnati over Baltimore. Back to Greg Gumbel.
All right, guys, on first down.
Y'all took Perrion Winfrey's first sack away from him, and I hate that.
Harris across midfield to the 48. I remind you, Inside the NFL, the show the pros watch Tuesdays, streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus. Kind of a strange game so far early on, Arch, with missed opportunities by the Steelers.
It is with the Steelers missed out on a touchdown, and then you got the overturned fumble by Johnson, and then the Browns finally get a sack. Somebody other than Myles Garrett gets a sack, but that's taken away because of an illegal contact.
On 2nd and 8, Pickett gets rid of it.
Almost picked off.
And that one is broken up. Intended for Freiermuth, the tight end, and broken up by Martin Emerson. So it'll be 3rd and 8.
A really good coverage out there by Martin Emerson. And this is probably the 3rd or 4th Browns game that we have, and it seems like in each one of those games, Emerson, the rookie, always seems to be able to make a play. He has had a terrific rookie season.
Now, since week 13, Pittsburgh, the best team in the league on 3rd down.
A lot of that is you have got to keep Pickett inside the pocket.
Pickett with time over the middle, incomplete.
Good defense. Good defense.
Yeah, I think he's really fortunate too because.
All right, let's get this offense going, man.
This ball high, and he actually led Johnson inside towards the middle of the field. There was a good chance that was going to be picked off. Not one of his better decisions, and the Browns able to make a play and get off the field on 3rd down.
Donovan Peoples-Jones stands at his own 10-yard line for Cleveland. Made the fair catch call, decided not to chance it. The ball rolls down close to the 5-yard line.
That's classic DPJ. That's not what he's been doing recently.
30 seconds, and we're back.
Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink.
Yeah, this is exactly what we kind of expected in all reality. A very low scoring, very grinded out type of football game.
Welcome back, everyone. The 2 games the Steelers care the most about. Miami and the Jets scoreless in the 2nd quarter. Buffalo and New England are tied at 7 with 3.5 to play in the 1st.
Finally an empty.
Watson out of his own end zone.
Oh boy.
Throwing up the seam, and he
Oh boy, DPJ.
Jones. And the big gainer takes him out close to the 45-yard line.
That was a
really nice pre-snap read by Watson. They motion Chubb out, and the corner goes with him. So that tells him.
And look how this ball doesn't make him have to adjust at all.
The other side of the field, he's on the other hash, and then he's able to hit Peoples-Jones right down the seam. Really an excellent job of diagnosing the defense and then pulling the trigger.
38 yards on the play. First down, Cleveland now at their own 44.
Good play. Very good. Ready, go.
Watson kicked it away and goes down. Back at the 39-yard line. T.J. Watt, Cameron Hayward, the two big guns on defense. And with that, the first quarter comes to an end here at Astros Stadium in Pittsburgh.
It's been a weird game. Been a very weird game. Yeah, it's going to be a weird game. Oh, man, what's going on around the rest of the league? Let's look at that. Baltimore down 10-0 to Cincy. Predictable. Baltimore's not very good. Or at least they haven't been very good in a few weeks. Honestly, they're going to blame, like, I know Raven fans like to say, hey, man, it's only because Lamar's not there. But, like, I'm going to be honest with you. They haven't been good with Lamar for a long time, since, like, week 5. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a while since the Ravens have looked like a real dangerous team. The defense is overrated. It is. Their defense is very overrated. I mean, like, they're good in the second and third quarter, but they're awful in the fourth. And let me ask you a question. Like, how good is it to have a great defense in the first 2 quarters, but a bad one in the last one? Does it matter how good you are at that point? I don't think it does, right? If you can't close out games, all you're doing is getting stats. You know what I mean? So they could talk about how great that defense is, and it is in the second and third quarter. But in the fourth, when it matters, they fold it time and time and time and time and time again. With Roquan, without Roquan, time and time and time again, they fold it. Baltimore's not that good of a team. They'll get Lamar back probably for the playoffs. I don't know if that makes that much of a difference. It depends on who they play, but they play Cincinnati. I doubt it. I doubt it. Even though division foe, anything can happen, right?
Welcome back, everyone. See the scores in the other games involving the Steelers. 7-7 between the Patriots and the Bills. Scoreless between the Jets and the Miami Dolphins. 2nd and 15 for the Cleveland Browns. Chubb.
Good run.
Tripped up at about the 45. He's forward to about the 47-yard line. You know, Arch, in this situation, most players will say that they're really not scoreboard watching, and I think in many cases players lie. You want to know what's going on.
I don't know. I might have to challenge you on that, Greg. I seriously doubt at this point in this game anybody on this sideline cares one bit about what's going on.
Well, maybe not now, but how about as the game progresses?
I don't know, Greg. I don't know if I'm gonna buy that one from you. I think these guys are focused right now on how to stop Deshaun Watson.
Watson shakes a tackler, throws out to the side to Kareem Hunt, and
All right, man. Get Kareem Hunt out of there, man. Get Kareem Hunt out of there, dog. Get Kareem Hunt out of the game. Get him out of the game. I am so tired of watching this man sneak to the flat every time there's pressure, instead of just standing tall and blocking. Just so he could run a little shitty out route Well, not a shitty out route. A shitty flat route that's going to get stopped 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Who is he helping? Just block. And then bad punt on top of that. Get Kareem Hunt out the game. What is he benefiting right now? What is it benefiting to have Kareem Hunt out there right now? He's clearly checked out. Let's wrap that up. Come on, get Kareem Hunt out the game. I done seen that too many times. Too many times. Way too many times this season. I have seen Kareem Hunt do that. Now, maybe that's something Deshaun Watson to do. Maybe. But if it's not, get him off the field. Oh, but that's a facade. Dog, somebody said who called that play? Do you think the play call? Do you really think the play call was, hey, Deshaun, throw this off to the flat on 3rd and 7? Do you think that's the play call, or do you think that's just what happened? My guy. Come on. Come on. Come on, man. The play call. Come on, the play call. Like they were designing a slot. Like that would have at least been a slip screen if they were really trying to get the ball to Hunt there. No, Hunt was supposed to stay in the pocket. He decided to slip out on his own and run a route, because you do have that option when you are running back that you can stick in, stay, block, or you can roll out the pocket and run for a flat if you feel like there's a big gap there. But too many times he just goes to the flat and it's not even open. You might as well stay in the pocket and block like you're supposed to. He don't have a design route on that play. And the reason Watson didn't run is because he sees Kareem Hunt out in the flat like, oh, Kareem must be open if he's out in the flat, because you're not supposed to go into the flat unless you know you're going to be open.
On the video board.
Get him out the game, dog. Oh, that's a good play, but that's going to be illegal. That's coming back. It's a long miss.
Right about the 35-yard line, but let's check the flag.
You get an illegal man downfield.
If it stands, it's a 45-yard pickup, but the Steelers look like they realize it's not going to stand.
Ineligible man downfield. Offense number 60.
Bring that back.
5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
The left guard, Kevin Dotson.
Yep.
See, right?
Way too far downfield.
A little too anxious on the screen.
So instead of a 45-yard gain, it's 1st and 15.
Good tackle.
Not much there past the line of scrimmage.
Good tackle. Carter Jr. I don't know who that is, but good tackle, Carter.
Rated PG-13. Head to ParamountPlus.com/TopGunMaverick. Try Paramount Plus for free. See that movie, Arch?
I did, and I enjoyed it.
I loved it.
Yeah. One of the first movies that I've seen actually gone to a theater and watched in person in quite a long time.
Just one on the last play, 2nd and 14 and Pickett.
Oh, good block.
Got rid of it. This is Warren. And Warren come up short of the 20-yard line. before he's pushed back. Once again, Jermaine Carter.
By the way, shout out to all my book readers out there. Everybody who reads books recreationally.
Football teams, both offenses.
Shout out to y'all.
Had some big plays and some opportunities that were brought back because of penalties. And now
Bookworms.
has to navigate 3rd and 10.
All right, 3rd and 10.
Mostly man coverage so far in this game. And if they continue that, then there will be an opportunity for guys like Pickens for some one-on-ones.
3rd and 10. Deep drop.
And, oh, wow. Where was that?
Way over the intended receiver, George Pickens. And it'll be 4th down. Incidentally, just a note for you, scoreboard watchers, the Buffalo Bills have gone up by a touchdown over New England, 14-7.
So, Greg, there's a great opportunity right there. The place where Pickett really has to get better is in the pocket in obvious passing situations, because that was zone, and they had the perfect route for Pickens to come open right around that hash mark. And if Pickett puts an accurate pass, they have a chance to get a pretty big play right there.
This is Jalen Darden at his own 25-yard line. Trying to get
Oof.
around the defense, and he is hit hard before he reaches the 30-yard line. Elijah Riley, number 37. We'll take a break.
We'll make a new bet around every 2 seconds.
All right, man, we need the offense to sustain something, though. We haven't really even gotten a field goal range yet. We need something to happen. Ray Rag says it looks like Pickett needs to be out of structure to look good so far. I mean, that's been the report on him. Put Jerome Ford in the game. Like, I understand. Like, the reason you want to vet in the game is just because I just finished Revolutionary Suicide by Huey P. Newton. Good read for anybody interested in the history of the Black Panthers. Appreciate that recommendation, Rex. Appreciate that. But yeah, man, Jerome Ford. I got to see if he could pass protect, dog, because, like, what are we doing, dog? What are we doing with Kareem Hunt right now? Like, unless he's coming back, what are we doing?
A moment more.
Back in Pittsburgh, you see the number of your screen.
All right.
Buffalo with a 1-touchdown lead on New England. Greg Zuerlein of the Jets just
Come on now, let's get something sustained here.
and the Dolphins remain scoreless. 10 minutes to play in the first half. And here's Deshaun Watson to throw. Has time
Oh, is that?
over the middle. I think it's intercepted by Cameron Sutton.
They hit the ground.
It's ruled incomplete on the field.
The ball is behind.
Yeah. Yeah, come on. Come on now. Not even close.
Peoples-Jones and Cameron Sutton almost able to get a pretty amazing diving.
Nah, that wasn't even almost, dog. That wasn't close.
It's really kind of interesting, the play selection here, that the Browns, it's really favored. It's a heavy pass here in the first, quarter, here into the second quarter.
Going to give it to Chubb. As the Browns try to take advantage of their best starting position of the day, their own 29-yard line. Let's get you back to New York City for another.
Let's get in the empty. Let's get in the empty.
Austin Knox, the tight end's going to catch this from Josh Allen from 4 yards out. His first straight game with a touchdown. Buffalo leads 14-7. Pittsburgh needs a New England loss and a Miami loss and a win to get into the playoffs.
That capitalized on a 13-play drive. Back to Greg Gumbel.
All right, guys, thank you. 3rd and 3.
Do not run this. See how much easier it is to just throw the ball on 3rd and 3? Sucks they don't show the game unless you're in the Cleveland area here in Columbus. Yeah, it does suck. That does suck, Silent Wolf.
Really trying to beat man coverage. The Steelers, they
good ball.
Play in zone coverage, and so with time in the pocket, good protection, Watson is able to see that the crossing routes are covered and then hits the tight end, hooking up right over the football.
14-yard pickup, first down, Cleveland at midfield. Chubb once again trying to break it to the outside and cannot shake number 56, Alex Highsmith. AJ Ross.
Well, guys, as we keep getting these New York updates, and we asked Mike Tomlin about, scoreboard watching, he said, of course, his focus was going to be on the field. But the 12th man in the building today, these Steelers fans, he had no doubt, would probably be getting them some cues if things were going in their favor. And he said, for sure, in the stadium, they'll probably put some updates on if things, again, are going their way, but probably not so much if it goes the other way, guys.
Yeah, DJ, thank you. 2nd and 10. Running out of time. Out of the pocket. Looking and throwing it away. It'll be 3rd and 10. We've been talking all weekend long about Deshaun Watson and how he appears to be getting more into the groove. He had 2 different halves of football in their last game against Washington.
He did, and one of the things that he said about last week is he really felt like in the first half they played into the strengths of the Commanders, meaning they threw the ball quite a bit and they allowed their front to be able to get pressure. And I would have thought that they'd try to establish the run a little bit more in this game, but so far, really a heavy imbalance. 11 pass plays to just 6 running plays, and now they have to go 3rd and 10.
Deep drop for Watson. On the move, still looking, now throwing.
Oh, wow.
The catch is made.
But there's a flag.
We got a flag.
There is a penalty marker, and this is also considered out of bounds.
Yeah, it could be a hold, though, on Spillane on Kareem Hunt coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, hold on who?
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 41, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Exactly who and what it was, and that's a first down.
Did he catch that?
And did he?
Nah.
Nope.
Almost.
Right foot out of bounds.
This is the first play.
All right, Kareem. This is coming to you. No doubt.
First down from the 45.
They're tight.
Watson.
Oh, good play.
Gets it away to Kareem Hunt. And Hunt
Good play, Watson.
to about the 30. And that's another first down for the Cleveland Browns.
Well, I believe that's Robinson coming up the middle. Yeah, that's Robinson. And the way I see it, I don't think on this defense he was supposed to come up there and blitz. I think he read run and then just said, I'm just going to go in there and blitz. But that was where Watson threw it to Hunt, exactly where Robinson came from. So to me, that looks like an assignment error.
This is Hunt on first down, and Hunt will mark his forward progress at about the 27-yard line.
2nd and what, 6?
Well, I know
You come up on 8 minutes to play in the first half.
Greg, it was almost a lifetime ago. You almost can't even go back and reference their first game of the season back in week 3. Jacoby Brissett was the quarterback here for the Cleveland Browns. TJ Watt wasn't playing, but they did run for 171 yards in that game against this defense.
Get the first. Where are they going to give him 4 that?
6 to the 21.
Okay, they gave it short. It's a bad spot, but whatever.
So we'll see where they mark him down, and Kevin Stefanski contemplates what he wants to do here. Nick Chubb back in the lineup, 3rd and 1.
Browns called a timeout.
So Cleveland uses a timeout, their second of the first half, and let's get you back to another update.
They just going to roll Jacoby out there or whatever.
Miami needs a win and a Patriots loss to get in. And Jason Sanders hits us from 37 yards out to be the first one on the board. Miami leads the Jets 3-0.
Greg, Adam, and AJ.
All right, guys. It's nice to hear from Bill Cowher and walk around this stadium and you see pictures of him everywhere. Speaking of Jacoby Brissett, as you were, he's into the game on 3rd and short yardage.
He is 7 of 8 picking up first downs on quarterback sneaks this year on 3rd and 1.
Good run. Good call. Great call. They pinch super hard. You just throw around them. Great play call.
A good play call on working against their own tendency. Brissett comes in the game, you think maybe quarterback sneak. So Pittsburgh, they loaded up on the inside, expecting it to go in there, and then they just toss it out to Nick Chubb. Gets a really good block by the rookie wide receiver number 18, David Bell. And the Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson, 1st and goal on the 10-yard line.
Brissett still with the ball.
Got it. Touchdown. Touchdown.
Deshaun Watson, there he is, and now Njoku on the receiving end.
Really nicely done. This is a block release, so Njoku just acts as if he's going to block. Highsmith engages the
Njoku, let's go, man. Let's go. Big time drive there. It's exactly what they needed. That's exactly what they needed.
Njoku never stepped over the goal line, but stuck the football across the plane.
All right, K. York. I use the restroom.
So it's 6:27 to play. There's the touchdown pass. Njoku into the end zone.
Cleaning is the worst. Seriously, there's gotta be a better way. So we gave Swiffer a shot. If we don't love it, we get our money back. Spoiler alert, love it.
Sweeper's heavy-duty dry cloths grab dust and hair and lock it away. Better than my broom that can push it around. It even gets into hard-to-clean grooves and drought lines. Cool.
And Swiffer Duster gets in all those hard-to-reach places, trapping 3 times more dust. Yeah, switching to Swiffer, totally worth it. Love it or your money back.
Thinking about selling your home in today's more challenging market? Well, you don't have to let it sit for weeks or months trying to sell it the traditional way. At 72 Sold, you can get a price thousands more than if you sold the traditional way and get it done A to Z in just 8 days. Thinking about selling? Just put in your address and get your price, a higher price for your home in just 8 days only at 72sold.com.
So you've taken up running. Apple Watch has taken up a few new things as well. First, it tracked your distance. Now, it tracks your stride length. It knows a breaststroke from a backstroke and checks for temperature changes to estimate when you lobby with it. When you're dreaming.
Are so that drive was exactly what you wanted. I said, hey, you want to get a sustained drive here, get some points on the board. You really haven't gotten the field goal range all game. You've been getting behind the sticks, kind of been getting in your own way the entire game. And now you finally get out of your own way. You're able to move the ball. Watson's been pretty good today so far in this first half. And then you're able to get the touchdown. You know what I mean? Good runs by Chubb, good runs by Hunt. And then good throws by Watson, got you all the way down the field, converted some third downs, and it's got you a bunch of first downs to get the score. So that's what you want to see. That's what you want it to look like. And when they don't penalize themselves, they're actually a really good offense. But they too often, get in their own way. Ten plays, 71 yards. Take advantage of your best field position of the day. Let's play some defense now.
This line drive kick will not be returned. That will start at the 25-yard line. And this week, former longtime NFL director of officiating Art McNally passed away New Year's Day at the age of 97. Before becoming the director of officiating, McNally was a game official, was a pioneer of instant replay. Back in 2022, McNally became the first on-field official inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So here are the Steelers down 7 now, and starting from their own 25, Najee Harris once again behind Kenny Pickett. Pickett with the ball, rolls, throws, and wide open in the middle of the field is Zach Gentry.
Yeah, Carter completely blew his assignment chasing after Pickett. Look at 40 here. 40 here chases, and just gets lost in the backfield and completely abandons his man here in Gentry. And that's where it goes, right? Carter's supposed to hold. He doesn't carry at all. And then that just gives Kenny Pickett a free look.
They've got to get something going here. And they started out the game 11 plays, 61 yards, should have had a touchdown. But since then, they've gone 5 plays and a 3 and out in their last drive.
Harris left side. Let's get out of AJ.
Well, Greg, and speaking with Browns D and Myles Garrett, I asked him, do you get amped up when you go against a rookie QB? And he was very clear. He's like, no, I get amped up for Pittsburgh quarterbacks. There is no love lost between these two teams in this AFC North rivalry. And he said the Steelers, for some time, they've acted like a big brother, like this is their brand of football, and they've dominated, but no more. They want to hold the Steelers scoreless in this one, and they really want to bust up their playoff hopes today, guys.
Yeah, AJ, I'm sure all week long in Cleveland, it's Pittsburgh week. And vice versa here in Pittsburgh. It's Cleveland Browns time.
Good tackle.
Olszewski out of bounds. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, touchdown passes have not been their thing. 11 touchdown passes for the entire season, and that's dead last in that category.
That's a shockingly low number.
Explosive offenses in the NFL. Now, what saved them, and especially here in the last couple weeks, have been really the last drive of the game. That's when Pickett, the offense, has been able to come alive and make some plays. What they've got to be able to do is do that in the first 3 quarters of the game. But so far in this game, Pickett has missed a couple of pretty easy opportunities down the field.
Pickett down the sideline. It is incomplete.
Good defense. No flag, right?
You know, funny thing about it,
is there a flag?
The few moments of those 2 games, those comeback wins, Kenny Pickett has looked a lot like the gunslinger that they felt they drafted.
Yeah,
pass interference, defense, number 42. Ball in place, spot or foul, first down.
They get Tony Fields for the interference call.
I don't know why they would. Did they call Fields?
They said, but it's 22 Grant Delpit.
Well,
what was that?
The football field coming over, but
No, there was no pass interference.
Tried to get Newsome, but I didn't really see much of an interference on that call. But I think that on that last play,
A
Pickett
bad
had a
call.
chance to hit that for a big play and missed it.
To the 30.
What a bad call, man. What a
Even
terrible
if it
call.
wasn't interference, if you see Johnson actually, he wins the route at the line of scrimmage and is able to get position on Newsome Jr. And, you know, that's one of those throws that you would love to be able to hit when your receiver's able to win down the field.
Looked like he overthrew him by about 2 yards.
It was about 1 3/4.
Okay, great.
Fair here. That's 8-by-4. 8-by-4.
Second and 4. Warren. To about the 28. And that'll be just short of a first down.
Man, yeah, Sly says refs have some explaining to do. Yeah.
In a first half that has the Browns on top by a touchdown.
For sure.
3rd and 1. And Warren stays in the game in the backfield. Pickett looking like
Got him.
got rid of it.
No, short. Ball was in the other hand. Short. That was short.
But first of all, look at how quick Garrett and just is able to turn and bend and just squeeze that corner.
Wait, was his knee down? Was his knee down?
Effort by Warren. Not sure if he was able to actually.
No, short. That's short.
Down, but
Like, hold on, wait. Was Pickett's knee down? His knee was down. Hey, challenge that.
with that much speed, but Pickett somehow.
Was his knee down? Look at that.
And did they give him the first down?
Yes, they did. First down.
Okay, what is going on here?
26.
Well, that was a great effort by 3 players. Garrett 1, Pickett 2, and then Warren 3 with the effort to get the first.
So before we get another snap, it appears that we.
No, yeah, take this to 2. Take this to the 2, please, Pittsburgh. Like, give us another chance to look at that. What? What?
No whistles.
What is going on?
Let's see what they did. Cleve Blakeman consulting.
This is the 2-minute warning.
Now the question is that play going to count? It appears it might. 1:58 to play in the first half. Steelers looking for a tying touchdown.
Rock these little weenies. Not with my low E.
Millions are suffering from low energy, commonly called low E.
Conga line around the family room? Not with my low E.
With my low E, I can't even blow this guy. Why live this way? Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app. $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 12th.
Look at my wieners now. With an Invisalign smile, everything.
All right, man, the refs are not locked in right now. Like, dog, there's too much, like, procedural. Like, we can complain about whether we think objective calls are bad or not. That's not what I'm basing this on. It's the procedural stuff that they're messing up. Yeah, it's the procedural calls that they're like, they don't know. Why aren't they calling a 2-minute warning? The play clock elapsed 2 times on that last play. What is going on? Like, that's just incompetence. Sammy Football says, I've never been one to say the refs are. Yeah, it's not that they're trying to like screw the Browns specifically. They're just not good. Alfals Mohammed says, we all know what the refs are rooting for. I mean, like, I don't think they're rooting for Pittsburgh. There's no reason for them to root for Pittsburgh. It's just incompetence.
Back in Pittsburgh, they are not going to make an issue of that 2-minute warning. The play stands, and so it's 2nd and 10.
You got Pickens at the bottom. There's one on the
going for an all. End zone.
No.
Incomplete. Intended for Deontay Johnson. It'll be 3rd and 10.
That is a really good play at the end there by Greg Newsome. Really an excellent job. Really well thrown football right there at the end. Johnson, even if he caught it, wouldn't be able to get his foot in bound, but that is excellent coverage down the field. And now Pittsburgh, one more 3rd and long. They've been in a lot of 3rd and long situations in this game. And it has not been.
Be real important to get off the field here.
Best down in distance.
And delay of game. There we go. Finally.
Delay game. Offense number 8. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Scoreboard watchers, the New England Patriots have just scored a touchdown to tie the Bills at 14, and the Jets and Miami are tied at 3 apiece. Again, Pittsburgh needs a win here. A loss by the Dolphins and a loss by the Patriots to claim that last postseason spot in the AFC. 3rd and 15.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What happened there? On 3rd and 15, are you kidding me?
Coverage bust. You're going to see Johnson, number 43. He comes down.
Bro, we're incapable of running cover 2.
The receiver from the other side of the field.
We are incapable of running anything.
Johnson plays the wrong receiver, and Pickens wide open down the seam. And Kenny Pickett puts it right on him.
Pickens' first catch of the day is his 4th touchdown.
We are incapable of running on 3rd and 15, dude. It's cover 2, man. It looked like cover 2. It should not be that hard. It really should not be that hard. It should not be this hard, man. It should not be this hard to communicate in zone. It's not this hard for like 90% of the other teams in the NFL. 99% of the other teams in the NFL. It's not this hard to communicate in zone. It really is not. This is something that has been figured out for years. For years, man. But we can't figure it out. Yeah, well, at least it's going to be a good game, right? That is incredible. Ray Rag says we need safeties who know their damn. I don't even know if it's as simple as the safeties. I can't imagine John Johnson doesn't know how to run zone. Whatever they're implementing from a communication standpoint sucks. How does a coach make any adjustments with the group always being confused? I have the question, Charles. Is it the group being confused by his adjustments, or is it his adjustments are confusing the group? Like, this does not happen for any other team that runs zone at the level that it happens with the Browns. Chosen Cartel, bad spot, DPL, kept the drive alive. We have our chance, though. It was 3rd and 15, man. All that stuff aside, it was 3rd and 15. It was 3rd and 15, man.
Deshaun Watson with time. And that pass is complete to Kareem Hunt, just across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Pittsburgh has all 3 timeouts remaining. Excuse me, Arch, and Cleveland has 1.
Yeah, when you look at it, Watson really has played a pretty good half. 9 of 12, 118 yards and 1 touchdown.
Watson with time.
Oh, God. I don't know what he was trying to do there.
Wallace's 4th interception of the season, and it comes with a minute under play in the first half.
Yeah, just as I said, Watson playing pretty good in this game. This is not a good throw whatsoever. Spillane is going to get back into this throwing window, and I'm just not quite sure how Watson.
That was crazy. That was a crazy pass attempt by Watson. Why did you throw that? That was a heat check. He threw a heat check. Why did he throw a heat check? Or he must have thought somebody. He's going to explain that in the press conference, so I'm not really too worried about it. But, like, yeah, what the fuck, man? JJ3 was the green dot, #1 defense in the league, then comes to us and just sucks. Nah, it's coaching. Yeah. Let's not give up a triple dip, man. We about to give up a triple dip, ain't we? Okay.
In and out of the hands of Deontay Johnson. Update time once again. What's happening in those other playoff-centric games, guys?
Patriots playing excited. Yeah, Mac Jones' second touchdown of the day. This one to Devontae Parker, and they tied up against the Buffalo Bills, 14-14. Back to Greg Gumbel.
Pittsburgh trying to take advantage of the 19th interception of the season.
Even if somebody ran the wrong route, Ray Rags, Deshaun shouldn't have pulled the trigger. He was trying to do a heat check. And, yeah. We about to give up a triple dip, man.
Well, this is good timing. If these two can work on this route, it's going to be a bright future. If they can get this chemistry down with Pickens' ability one-on-one down the field to be able to win the go balls, if they can get the chemistry to be able to work on either throwing the fade or the back shoulder with that kind of timing, that could be a dangerous combination.
24 yards on that play and a first down now at the Cleveland 32. 58 seconds and 3 timeouts. Pickett again that side of the field.
No way. He caught that?
Let's see what they're rolling. George Pickens. No. Officials say he did not get feet down.
is crazy.
We've seen him do some crazy things in his rookie year.
The question is, when...
Nah, that left foot's never down.
I mean, it looks to me like the left toe really kind of stayed dragging on the turf almost the whole time. I don't really...
Well, Pittsburgh uses a timeout. Sure, they'll be taking a look as we take a break. Back in 30 seconds from Progressive Insurance.
Nice work. Never heard you scream like that before. Huh? Dad, it's not a big deal. I'm scared of spiders too.
I know it's not a big deal. Because I didn't scream.
Oh, I see. You didn't scream.
No. So, that's why it's not a big deal.
Should we play it back?
Do it.
This What Really Happened replay is brought to you by Progressive. One thing no one would challenge, protecting your home and auto with Progressive.
I'm sorry you had to relive that.
No challenges, no changes. Pickett looking, and he's going to keep it and run out of bounds at about the 30. So it'll be third down.
The more and more I look at that.
Yeah, that's a pretty good look. George Pickett's got some of the best almost catches of all time. And I'm not being like an asshole when I say it. Coverage issues didn't happen during COVID because club was closed. Okay, let's shut the fuck up, Charles. Like, I appreciate your super chat, but like, if you're gonna say that all the players are dumb and at the club, you can fuck off. Like, all the way fuck off with that one. That ain't, I ain't rocking with that one. All right. Especially after this whole week, we've been talking about treating the players like humans. You gonna come in with that? This whole week, we got to be more responsible about how we talk about these players and everything because they are risking a lot, and then you going to come in with that shit. Nah, man. You can keep your super chat money to yourself. Don't super chat no more. Charles, don't super chat no more after that, man. It's not appreciated. That pissed me off.
And with 38 seconds to play in the first half, the Steelers with a 10-7 lead. I remind you, the Verizon halftime report upcoming. All the guys in the New York studio, JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, and the coach. Scores, highlights, playoff scenarios coming up on the Verizon halftime report. Meanwhile, Buffalo and New England tied at 14 with a half minute to play in the first half. And at halftime, the Jets and Miami tied at 3. Steelers need a win here, a loss by New England, and a loss by Miami.
They are going to cut it close today.
Nothing comes easy this time of year.
Oh, man.
And when we talked with Mike Tomlin, pretty calm about the whole thing.
Mike Tomlin always, to me, always has a great perspective. Really, he's cool.
What a terrible last couple minutes of this quarter.
He likes to say he's 50 years old. He's seen a lot and he's been through a lot, but always, you know, one of the best guys in the league as far as being able to keep perspective and keep calm and really be able to see the big picture.
Jerome Ford from his own 8-yard line. And looks like he'll make it about as far as the 25. So 33 seconds to play here in the first half. Cleveland with one timeout remaining. Meanwhile, the Steelers.
We better not come out here on some scary shit. Well, we only got one timeout.
And really, if you look at it, they should have another touchdown because they did score, but they chose not to challenge that play. So
Aggie Fury says, what's a grown man complaining about how much money DW got? What alternative? I don't know, man. People just weird. People been pocket watching him for forever.
Spire here doesn't look like anyone's in any big hurry to get another playoff. to 2nd and 3 at their own 32, and Kevin Stefanski, who's been through a whole lot himself this year. And just this past week, Giannetti and Clowney expressed a certain lack of interest as far as coming back to these Cleveland Browns, and the Browns just said, well, why don't you just go home? Myles Garrett told us he was disappointed. Second and 3. Watson. Incomplete.
You better be careful.
Dangerous. Hungry hands for that Pittsburgh defense. Cameron Hayward got one on that.
3rd down and 3 with 21 seconds left. I imagine the Browns are just going to run this.
Pittsburgh gets the ball to start the 3rd quarter, and
Yeah, I imagine they just run this.
pretty opportunistic and pretty good at taking the football away. So you just can't make a big mistake here right before half.
No, they don't.
On 3rd down on this quick slant, that is complete. Michael Woods with the grab.
Spike it.
And now Browns hurry up to the line of scrimmage with the clock winding down under 10 seconds. Watson spikes the ball, stops the clock with 7.
And you paid $20 just to get ignored. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm not answering your super chats, dog.
Just one quick update on the Buffalo score. The Bills and
Who in chat want a shout out?
so let's see what Cleveland has in mind with 7 seconds to play. And Pittsburgh will take a timeout.
All right.
So that leaves the Steelers with 1. TJ Watt, boy, had fun talking with TJ as we take a look at that AFC playoff picture. Buffalo and Cincinnati still trying to decide who will be the number 2 seed.
All right, man. Let's get a shout out going. Glass Pencil does not want a shout out. Kevin Bofo does. Adam Lenscap does. Grand Scheme. What's up, man? What's up with you in the chat? OP Goated. What's up?
So 2nd and 10, 7 seconds to play.
Oh, is Coop just uncovered?
Watson dropped the football. Picked it up and scrambles out of there. This will be the last play of this half, and he is finally down a couple of yards shy.
What happened with the snap?
So Pittsburgh scored 10 points in a 1-9 span. They have the lead at halftime. Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station.
What's up, Einstein?
My network has gone kaput.
You tried to save a buck on it?
I got what I paid for. Not so smart.
Nah, you're still a genius. But there is a smarter way to save.
Oh.
Switch to Verizon. For a limited time, get Welcome Unlimited for just $25 a line.
$25?
And it's guaranteed for 3 years.
Brilliant!
Well, you would know.
I'm switching.
I think the bike's probably faster.
Now is the best time to switch to Verizon for just $25 a line, guaranteed for 3 years. The savings that last on the network you want. Verizon.
The Grammys, live Sunday, February 5th on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
The all-day, everyday pant by Public Rec. More comfortable than jeans, more stylish than sweats. With the all-day, everyday pant, you can choose your waist and length sizes to guarantee a perfect fit. Now comfort looks good.
So I had to quit college to help my mom, but I never wanted to quit my dream of a career in IT.
There are over 260,000 IT support specialist job openings in America. On Coursera, you can earn Google's IT support professional certificate designed to prepare you for an IT support career in about 5 months for $39 a month. No degree or experience needed.
My job now.
What a terrible last 2 minutes of this game, man. Just a horrible last 2 minutes of this game. Well, let's see what the ticker thing's on. Let's go around the league real quick. With New England Buffalo, that's tied up at 14. That's kind of shocking. That's at halftime. Minnesota, Chicago. Minnesota's up. Who cares about that game? Baltimore beating the brakes off of, Baltimore getting the brakes beat off of them. That's not really surprising. Houston beating Indy. And then that Miami, New York Jets game, and the third, 3-3. Man, it's been a sloppy game. It's just been sloppy. There's no really other way to describe it other than this has been a sloppy mess of a game. Browns got to play cleaner football if they want to win. Watson started off pretty good, but that last 2 minutes, man, like I don't get the interception he threw there. I don't get why he threw that. It's a heat check, whatever. Hunt's head injury. He's questionable for return. Yeah, I saw that he has a concussion. He probably should not return in this game. Ugh. I'm going to get some broccoli, y'all. I'm going to get some broccoli, and then we're going to finish this season. What G. Bush said he done with the season? It's 2 quarters left. What is G. Bush doing? That man just get mad sometimes. That's my boy. That's my homeboy. But, like, he be getting mad, dog. He get mad like I have never seen sometimes. Good dude. It's my guy. I'm being rated. Who am I being rated by? Oh, Urinating Tree's rating me? Is that what's happening? Oh, okay, yeah, this is Urinating Tree rating me. What's up, Tree? How you doing, man? Got a bunch of yinzers in the chat now. This is awful. You know what I mean? I would like to take this time while y'all are here to put all my anti-Steeler, anti-Pittsburgh propaganda out there. The bridge that's yellow in the city is terrible. I would like to point that out as a terrible bridge, a terrible, terrible bridge. I feel like the city itself does not smell great. Now you can say, "Oh, Q, you're from Cleveland. It don't smell great there." That don't change the fact that you smell bad. You know what I mean? Like, what does my smell have to do with your smell? Urinating Tree. Appreciate that. You know, all in fun. I'm just joking. Well, I'm not joking about that bridge. I actually do think that yellow bridge y'all got there looks terrible. But yeah, appreciate the raid. Appreciate all the yinzers in chats saying stuff. Appreciate y'all. All right. And mods, y'all got to do some work in there now. You know what I mean? Y'all got to do some work in there. We said Cleveland hospital system is better. That's a crazy thing to flex. That is a crazy thing to flex. People be like, yo, what's better about your city than the other one? Like, oh, entertainment, food. If you got to go down to the healthcare system, dog, you know how down bad? Like, that's not a good, we need to stay away from saying that sometimes, man. Like, that's not a good argument for the city of Cleveland. That's just not. You know what I mean? But I appreciate the raid. Yeah, out here talking in Yinzernish. Okay, Charles T. Charles, why do you keep super chatting? I'm going to let you do it. I told you literally, Charles, you mad at me because I didn't read your super chat when I literally told you, hey, bro, I'm not reading your super chats anymore after that one. And then you kept sending super chats. Now you're just trying to test if you want how much money you want to send me. That's on you. You know what I mean? That's on you, big dog. I literally said I'm not reading them. If you decided after I told you that to keep sending them, then what are you doing, big dog? Luke says Kevin seems like he's always trying to fit square. You know what? It doesn't seem like that to me. With Deshaun and honestly with Kevin in general, he does this stuff where he plays Battleship by himself. And I think sometimes Deshaun, he wants to take shots. He wants to be aggressive, but I don't think he knows the offense. Like, he knows how defenses are going to react to what's in the offense well enough to take those shots. So he ends up just taking terrible shots. Like, every time that Deshaun has, like, taken a big shot downfield, that's when he's made the big mistake this year outside of the one tip ball interception, right? So there's something going on with that, right? When Deshaun's not able to take the deep shots that he wants to, he's not seeing them clear enough, and that's partly on Kevin, and I think that's why they're talking about bringing in some different voices in the offseason to kind of fix that, because the intermediate, the short stuff, that works great with him. It's really when he tries to be aggressive and take a deep shot downfield is when the mistakes happen. Charles, if you want to talk to me on Twitter, and I still won't answer you. I told you don't send it. I literally told you don't send it. You think just because you put $20 on it, I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, never mind. I could be bought for $20. Like, dog. Nelson Gonzalez says third touchdown incoming and 2 picks for the defense. I mean, that's hopeful. Then show my address. You said dox myself? That's crazy. All right, get Charles T out of here, mods. I don't know. Yeah. Did somebody send me a death threat? Did that happen in chat or something? Why are people talking about death threats? I don't know. It wouldn't be the first time somebody sent me a death threat over my thoughts on a football game that like I wasn't involved with. Logan says game isn't over yet. Let's go Browns. That's what I'm talking about. What's going on in the FCS championship game? No, I don't want to switch though. I'm gonna just check it on my phone. Appreciate that. Disturb 3-1 says I lost $433 on the Heat. Now I hate Miami. Like $433? Why were you betting on the Heat? Mighty with the super chat for $5 says, why not take the forbidden fruit out the offense? That's not like a thing you can do though. You know what I mean? Like those throws or those route concepts, some of those are in the offense because they open up other things, right? So the way an offense works is that it's gears on a clock, right? You're trying to manipulate and put different people in conflict on the defense by running conflicting route concepts in front of them in what you expect to be certain coverages, right? So there are things that are covered 3 beaters. There are things that are covered 2 beaters, right? Sometimes what happens is that you run a 3 beater on cover 2 and it's actually something that's going to get caught up in cover 2 because the person you're putting in conflict is not in conflict in that play. So you have to have all of these different options in a passing route because one guy running a 9, a deep route, will put the safety in conflict if you run, let's say, a deep cross underneath it or something like that, right? That then makes him have to make a decision if it's cover 2. If it's cover 3, he just passes off the deep cross to whoever is the other safety, and then he just carries the 9. But you're trying to get the defense. You're trying to predict what the defense is going to give you, what coverage they're going to be in, and then you're trying to put them in conflict based on those coverages, right? So that's what the goal is. So you can't just take out the 9 route, because if you take out the 9 route so the quarterback doesn't throw it, then you're going to not open up the underneath route on cover 2. You got to have all the options there, because if one thing, even if it's a decoy in a certain coverage, all of a sudden splits, like creates conflict. So you can't just take things out. You know what I mean? You got to keep things in, and you got to be able to work with it. But that's it. Q, this is a disappointing season. This is from Buckeye Steve 10, who says, Q, as disappointing as this season comes to close, I just wanted to say that you put out great content all year, and I hope to see you get more airtime on local and hopefully national outlets. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate the love. All right, the second half is back.
Self-inflicted wounds to start this one with the first drive and some penalties, but Mike Tomlin said he liked the way this team responded, especially on defense. So that Levi Wallace interception.
Q, does the 10-point thing with the defense still stand with Watson out there? Like when the defense goes down 10 points? Oh, yes, it does. Yeah, Watson can't change that. Like, you know, once they get up 10 points, unless we score immediately after, like, it's a wrap.
He's questionable, guys.
All right, AJ, thank you. So the Steelers start the second half from their own 25-yard line. They'll start it with Najee Harris. And he'll plow straight ahead for about 4. And the second half has been the time.
But I hope, Mighty, that answers your question
They've outscored their opponents 40-15.
about why you can't just take out the forbidden fruit.
Well, especially you look at the second half. You mean the last minute? The fourth quarter.
Those Kenny Pickett heroics.
That don't change the fact that you're
What's up?
This is Warren. Warren has running room on the right side, and look at him go. Out of bounds.
Hey, man, we only got 2 more quarters. We only got 2 more quarters, y'all. You know what I mean?
Just the other side of the 50-yard line.
That's what we can say. We only have 2 more quarters, man.
And then coming around, right here you got the lead blocker in Hayward. So they
Browns fans complain about never having consistency but want to fire the head coach every couple of games. Kevin Learns built this team. He's still a newer head coach. I tend to agree with that. I don't think Kevin's done anything that's been especially fireable.
For either side today, this is a quick pass to Harris, and Harris breaking through tackles inside the 40 to about the 37.
We about to give up the triple-double. The triple dip.
Steelers
Nice.
in this game, they've been pretty balanced as far as their run-pass ratio. And, Najee Harris really started off the game running well inside. And so, again, I don't really think that Pickett is throwing the ball too well in the drop-back game in the middle of the field. So I would expect more passes outside the numbers in this second half, and then also getting him outside the pocket where he's able to do his best work.
They'll go back to Harris again. And Harris to about the 35. And Tony Fields makes a stop there. His offensive coordinator, Matt Canada, for the Steelers.
And really, when you look at it, the second half, they really have committed to the run game. When you look at the games that they've won, most of the time.
Who are the commentators today, man? They're not great.
30s, maybe over 40 carries per game. You know, the first time they played the Browns back in week 3, they only ran it 22 times in that game. But the formula seems to be get up near that upper 30 mark as far as running the football.
On 2nd and 7, this time they'll fake it to Harris. And the quick pass is complete to Deontay Johnson. And he'll be about a yard short of a first down.
I would expect quite a bit of this, especially when you see Myles Garrett. You know, he normally lines up over on the offense's left side. And so I would expect, again, to see a lot more of Pickett getting outside the pocket when they opt to pass.
On 3rd and 1, they will give it to Gunnar Olszewski. Didn't get much, but let's see where they spot him down. Very close.
Of course they give him it. Of course. Why not, dog? Why not? You know what I mean? Of course. Of course they give him the ball.
Fleet Blakeman taking a look.
That's what's up.
Other side.
Great spot.
And Olszewski down on the field.
Well, they get a lot of use out of this jet sweep, don't they? They run this play to almost every skill player on the offensive side of the ball.
Who got hurt?
And Olszewski.
Oh, no.
Could be helped off.
Hopefully he's all right. Might be like an ankle injury.
With a limp 4th-year player out of Bemidji State.
Out of where? What division is that?
So it's a first down for Pittsburgh.
It's got to be D3, right? Bemidji?
3 with 11 and a half to play here in the 3rd quarter.
And they are getting mostly.
Because I know Minnesota State's a big, like, Division II school.
Safety in the middle of the field in this game, and so again, most of the time they've opted to go to Johnson in one-on-one situations.
Here's Harris.
Yeah, man. Yeah, look. Look, man. This defense stinks.
Wide receiver blocking both Pickens and Sims. Look at how both of them, they're able to climb up.
I can't even muster up the energy to get mad. Mighty says, reminds me of chess concepts, taking advantage of abandoned space. DPJ used to run deep on the right while others settle into their space. Cornerback behind for yardage. Yeah. Now, on that play where he threw the interception, I don't know what Deshaun was really thinking there. I would love to hear it.
Denzel Ward, he has a shoulder and he's out as well, guys.
Okay, we knew that Ward was questionable to start the day, and now he is gone. Meanwhile, Harris again.
Hey Q, thanks for the great content the past few years. Love watching, even though I don't love watching the Browns. Hopefully we can pull this out. Yeah, let's hope. Thank you for the super chat, Snips. Snips plays. Thank you for the super chat.
He was like 6'3", 250. I mean, really, he is a monster, and you know that's one of the things that Mike Tomlin keeps telling him. Like, look, you need to believe that you're a monster, and that guys don't want to tackle you. These defensive backs don't want to tackle.
Johnson rolling, looking, throws, and that is out of bounds. Freiermuth could stay inbounds.
39. All right, man. We limit this to what, 13 points or something like that? That'd be fine.
The red zone has been just a season-long problem. You know, we've talked about how few passing touchdowns that they have. It's, you know, their inability really to be able to capitalize once they get inside the 20-yard line, and once they get inside the 10-yard line, that has got to be a huge improvement, and they have to figure that out.
Hey, Miles, 16th sack of the year.
So on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit.
Is that a career high for him?
Garrett just off of the edge, just how fast he is and how he's able to bend and turn the corner. Just a little stutter step inside.
Oh my God, bro! With a $5 super chat says the defense is playing like Duke, so I guess this means the seat for Joe Woods is ice cold for him coming. I said this before the game. I'm saying this now. That seat for him was determined before this game. He could have had the game of his life today. He was getting. I think he probably still should have gotten fired, right? Like, this doesn't make it any more difficult. But, like, yeah, man, come on now. Like, do we really need to just... Joe Woods won this game, and the Browns finished 8-9 instead of, 7-10. We would still be like, he should be fired. It don't matter if you win or lose this game, man. Like, this game don't mean enough to change people's minds like that. Or at least this individual game, right, for the Browns at least, don't mean enough to change people's minds. So he's gone, dog. He should be gone. And if he's not gone, then that's on Kevin. But, like, either way, decisions are going to have to be made. And there will be consequences from those decisions. Whether it's indecision, which is a decision at this point, right? Indecision is an absolute decision at this point. So if Kevin decides to do nothing, that's a decision. There's going to be consequences for that decision if that does not work out. If Kevin decides to fire Joe Woods, obviously the consequence would be new defensive coordinator. Luke Keebler says, fan for 4 years. Hopefully more to come. Thank you, Q. Appreciate the super chat, Luke. Appreciate that. All right, well, we're only down by 6. That's much better than being down by 10. So, big stop there by the defense. But again, Joe Woods gone, dog. He is so gone. He should be gone.
We keep that playoff scenario in mind for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They need a win here. They need a Miami loss or a tie and a New England loss or tie. Or if they tie, then a Miami loss and a New England loss.
Both ties might be relevant in this game, so.
Plenty of time to go. 9:04. Ford on the run at the 9. Little cross fakes the handoff and is hit before he gets to the 20-yard line. Pittsburgh special teams making their presence felt. Hey, Friday, the Steelers stopped by Kelly and Nina's Daycare to deliver toys, books, and supplies. The daycare in McKees Rocks, which is the hometown of Damar Hamlin, is where Nina GoFundMe and generated over $8 million.
GB says, thanks for the great content. We'll get him next year. Appreciate the $10 super chat. That's a nice gesture by the Steelers right there. Classy gesture.
On first down from the 20-yard line.
Come on, DW. Oh, Lord.
This side of the field, and that is incomplete. Amari
Is he okay?
Closest to it.
We really haven't talked about him.
I think he hit his hand on the helmet.
TJ Watt, look at how he drives back Hudson. Right back into Deshaun Watson, and Hudson looking for a little bit of redemption. Got a chance to play
holding his right tricep.
Week 16 against the Steelers, and TJ Watt had himself, as did this entire defense, had himself a day. So he's been able to hold up pretty well, considering we haven't really said TJ Watt's name too much in this game.
This is Chubb, and Chubb not able to go anywhere. Speaking of TJ Watt, he was in the way. Another up Update time. Let's check on what's going on in this playoff race.
However the points come, all field goals in this game. Jason Sanders' second field goal of the day from 37 yards out gives Miami a 6-3 lead over the New York Jets.
Back to Greg Gumbel.
Steeler fans don't want to hear that. Thank you, guys.
Oh, those field goals, those pesky field goals, Greg.
3rd and 10. We saw on the first down play, Watson appeared to have some discomfort in that throwing arm. Gonna throw it here. Gonna run it here.
Got it.
Right up the middle. 30, 35, 40. And Watson finally dragged down at about the 42-yard line by Minkah Fitzpatrick, but a first down for the Cleveland Browns.
Really good play recognition from Watson. This is all man coverage. There's no spy. There's nobody underneath. There's no linebacker. As soon as he sees Edmonds, who's underneath, run the pitch.
Good run. Oh my God, bro! I've seen 3 quarterbacks so far in the Kevin throwing the triple teams. I don't know about the. Okay, I would say hit this to that point though. Hold on, let me watch this play. You're gonna see quarterbacks throwing a triple. Like, that's got nothing to do with Kevin. Kevin's not telling them to throw in the triple coverage. Like, sometimes quarterbacks just make bad decisions, no matter who the coach is. But what you can look at, like, if you're gonna base that off of that, I think that's flawed because there is literal like heaps of data that says quarterbacks are better when they have Kevin Stefanski at offense. Like, that's just for years it's been like that.
They got a battle of backup quarterbacks.
My wife Megan's and I love your commentary from Nick. Appreciate you, Nick. Shout out Megan as well. Appreciate y'all. Get rid of that. No, he's on his feet. Oh, wow, he stays on his feet. Great play.
6-yard line is Deshaun Watson. Steelers want to argue that he was down way back upfield.
Yeah, I don't know how this happens. Look, Edmonds is in there. Scott.
Nah, no knee down.
No knee, and did his elbow? Was his elbow on the ground? I think Tomlin's probably asking right now was if his elbow.
And they're taking the walk back. His elbow was down.
Yeah. Oh, just a matter of inches. Elbow is down, and so there it is. That was a really nice job by
I guess.
coming on a blitz. He beats Chubb, and then Spillane is able to just wrap around, and now it's 3rd and 18.
Oh no, the chat just spoiled it. He just threw another interception.
He loves this, being a ball hawk that he is. 3rd and long situation. He's looking at Deshaun Watson's eyes, looking to try to steal something.
Yep.
Over the middle, intercepted. Demonte Casey with the pick.
I mean, why are we running that on 3rd and 18? I don't know.
That is a league-leading 20th interception on the season for the Steeler defense.
Oh, Casey just reads it like a book. Just watch Casey here. He doesn't even backpedal. He's reading Watson's eyes the whole time. Now Casey comes in and he plays in there three safety sets. Both he, Fitzpatrick, and Terrell Edmonds. And that's just 3rd and 18. You're just going to let the front get after the quarterback. We know the ball's going to come out. Read his eyes, and what an interception.
First down from the 35, and they'll go back to Najee Harris. Harris cuts it inside. 20. And down close to the 15-yard line.
Oh, we're in trouble.
Update time once again in this playoff race. Let's take you back to the guys in New York.
Nip and tuck, and field goals count.
Yeah, you're going to see Nick Folk makes his 24-yard field goal, and it gives New England a 17-14 lead. But Buffalo just took an ensuing kickoff back for a touchdown.
Greg, Adam, and AJ.
What?
The Buffalo Bills are going kickoff crazy.
Wait a minute, they ran another kickoff back? Oh my gosh.
So Buffalo reclaims the lead on that. Meanwhile, this is Harris, and Harris spins. about the 9.
So right now, and you can kind of feel it. Right now is if you're the Steelers, all right, you're fighting for your playoff lives. You got a chance to sneak into the playoffs, right? So you want to get to the next level. This is really the moment right now where you've got to be able to capitalize, and you have got to put the dagger into the Cleveland Browns. This is your chance after taking the ball away. Right now is when you've got to be able to develop that instinct to be able to finish a football team.
Harris. Not going anywhere this time, courtesy of Deion Jones. So that'll leave the Steelers with a 3rd and 3 as the clock moves towards 4 minutes to play here in the 3rd. Najee Harris, 68 rushing on the day on 17 carries.
All right.
Watch out for Jaylen Warren, who's lined up in a wing position right here to the left.
Yeah, of course you give him the first down. It sounds like the announcers are, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, they're probably cheering for Pittsburgh.
So 1st and goal with 3.5 to play here in the 3rd. And the Steelers trying to administer that dagger you talked about.
If the Browns blitz right here, wouldn't be surprised to see it give it to Johnson on the slant.
That was a slant. And that falls incomplete.
Boy, they had it too. Johnson, he got it, but just what a play inside. But I think that was Garrett, but watch Johnson gets the inside, and I know his eyes were...
We going to show the dude who almost dropped the interception. He didn't throw it on that side. What are they doing? Come on, show the fucking play. Show the actual play.
Myles Garrett, he saves the day there.
Show the actual play.
2nd and goal.
My God. All right, well, we don't score here. We're doomed. Continuity bros want to run it back. Enjoy 7 and 10 in 2023. Can we not do a freaking war this offseason? Can we, like, have a normal offseason where, like, people aren't going to war with everybody else? You know what I mean? Like, why we got to do this all the time? Why we got to do this all the time? If Kevin comes back, Kevin comes back. If he doesn't, he doesn't. This is not a war. Pitt has more interceptions than offensive passing touchdowns. That's crazy. Like, significantly more. They got 20 interceptions. They only have like 12 passing touchdowns. Well, got to score now, man.
So the Pittsburgh Steelers down 7-0 at one point. Now scored 20 straight. 10 points off turnovers. They have taken advantage, and they have a 20-7 lead.
Thanks for the great season Q of coverage. Appreciate you, Jake. Oh, boy. Well, you had a good first, like, 10 minutes of the game. And then after that, well, not even 10 minutes. Like, you had a good, like, you know, the quarter and a half. And then the second half of the second quarter has been a disaster. Second half from now, there's been a disaster. 2 interceptions by Watson, just a disaster there. 2 bad interceptions, too. Like, those aren't interceptions you could just write off as, like, a tip ball or something like that. Like, he made a bad decision trying to go deep there to David Bell, and then just got caught staring down his man, which he really shouldn't be doing in that concept. And he got the route hopped. Like, that's on him. Both of those interceptions are on him. we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see.
NFL on CBS.
Let's get a come from behind here.
Royal Caribbean. This is all the vacations. Come see. Sonic. This is how we Sonic. And by Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
Mighty says, when do we need to sit starters? No injuries. I mean, like, there's no point in sitting starters at this point. Like, the only injuries you will be worried about is something catastrophic, and those aren't really common injuries. But if somebody, like, has a bruised elbow or something like that, like, they're going to be fine by the time you play your next game because you don't play for a while, dog. So it don't really make sense to do that.
Retired, so he made the official announcement, but he's very proud of him and very excited for what's to come afterwards. And their parents, the Watts brothers' parents, had to make a choice. They're going to JJ's game later today, guys.
Yeah, you can't blame him for that. Boy, JJ Watt, he's gonna the day he is eligible, he's going into the Hall of Fame on a skateboard. Watson running out of time, dodging tacklers across the 30 and slides down short of the 45-yard line.
Whoa.
Has thrown 2 interceptions in his last 6 passing attempts.
Yeah, and like he's really been able to do a pretty good job of using his legs to get out of situations and be able to pick up the first down. You see him right there get away from Watt, who really keeps him to the inside, but those interceptions are just killers. 2 bad interceptions really gives the game to the Steelers.
This is a 2nd and 3.
Face mask?
Down by Larry Ogunjobi. Third sack of Watson today.
That's a face mask. It's an obvious face mask. Are you kidding me, dog? Are you kidding me? His head got turned. Are you kidding me?
Missed it big time.
Yeah, that's a bad miss.
You still got time to call it?
I've talked all day about how it's really been.
I don't know what quarterbacks are allowed to. Hold on.
I just don't feel like with guys like
They are down 13 points. Why are we talking about run-pass ratio?
passing situation and let those guys get after your quarterback for the rest of the game.
Watson can't get away.
They didn't call the face mask. Oh my God. This is just ridiculous. This whole game's been ridiculous from a officiating standpoint. It's not the reason we losing, but it ain't helping. Ray Rags, you said, I don't know what QBs were not allowed to make mistakes in the game. That literally mean nothing. Oh, I forgot good QBs never make any mistakes ever. Yeah, man, people just going to have their arguments about Watson. It's not going to matter. He's going to be here next year. It's not even a point to debate.
No concept of defending the run. You just get after your quarterback on every play.
Steven Sims.
How did they not see that face mask? Rick Brown, I'm going to ride out until the end. Let's go, Browns. Yeah, let's go.
Pittsburgh Steelers, things really starting to roll for them here in the second half.
You the only person I ever met belonged in the sky. Just remember you belong down here with us too, okay?
Now streaming on Paramount Plus. This is war. Our guys need help. We bring everyone home. We knew this day might come.
Yeah, it doesn't make it any easier.
Inspired by the incredible true story.
Your instincts are one of the few things in this world that I trust. Just remember what you're fighting for.
Devotion, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Hey, I get it. Commitment can be scary, but not when you're saving up to 15% with Subscribe and Save at Amazon. You get free repeat delivery on your favorite items. And if things don't work out, you can always cancel. Seriously, no one would judge you if you call them off. Okay.
Amazon.
All right, pay attention. You cannot teach this. This girl here, with the power of Visa, she's doing nails at school to pay for school. Why? Because school ain't cheap. She's brushing away school fees, one stroke at a time. Oh. Hold up, Miss Lady. Our girl just turned her side hustle into a full-blown pop-up. Lesson learned. A+, gold star, class dismissed.
Hey, Jake from State Farm. I want that personal price plan. So how's this for personal? I draw mustaches on players' faces when they're asleep.
Coach Reed, you don't.
Oh man, that's just. I don't know, man. How do you miss that call? How do you miss that call? How do you? There's no excuse for missing that call. Like, how is there no huddle? That's the thing. Like, usually when something like that happens and it's that obvious, they at least like get in a huddle, the refs, and like discuss it. They just let that like it didn't happen. Incredible, man. This game is terrible. No face mask. Wow. Yeah, it's just, I don't know how you missed that call, man.
Fans like the way things are going here with a 20-7 lead.
One of the most obvious face masks I have ever seen.
Over New England 21-17. They'd like to see a little action coming from the New York Jets, however, who trail the Miami Dolphins 6-3.
Jay says, I think we need a new coaching direction. I will continue to watch. Thanks again for the content. Hey, Pittsburgh got it. Hey, man. At the end of the day, I don't get to choose who's the coach. So, going to have to ride with whoever the coach is. Oh.
Just dropped it.
Clock still moving. Half a minute to play here in the third quarter. Across the 30. And this third quarter is going to wind up with Cleveland total offense is 6 yards.
Keith says NFL has to get a sky judge. Effing ridiculous. Man, that's not even something the sky judge is going to fix. That should just be handled on the field. Ray Rag says the only way a player is tackled like that is by the face mask. The refs suck so bad. Game missed TD. Calls face mask. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. I don't think that they want the Steelers to win or anything like that, because honestly, they missed the Najee Harris touchdown too at the beginning of this game, which was a clear touchdown. They just missed it. I think these refs just suck. Sammy Football says, wow. Yeah, I think these are just some incompetent, bad referees. They're just not good at their job. Oh my God, when I got on my Steve Jobs somehow, I'm going to get fired. I mean, look, man. That's up to whoever's in charge in the Cleveland about that, about who gets to stay, who doesn't. We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. We shall see. Browns versus Steelers featuring the refs. Yep. Hey, man, the game, we only got one more quarter left in this season. Let's make the best of it.
Last game of this season, our chance to say thanks once again to our great crew, led by our producer Jonathan Siegel, our director Mark Grant, and all the fine men and women who help us out every single week this National Football League season. Picking off and running through the sideline and right through the hands of Jaylen Warren.
Alpha says online looks rough. Whole team looks like shit. Whole team looks like shit, man.
It's been quite enjoyable, Greg. You have a way of making things lively and fun.
I appreciate that, I think.
Yeah.
Jalen Darden back at his own 25-yard line. Incidentally, the Buffalo Bills have just scored again. A touchdown puts them on top of the New England Patriots. 27-17 score. Meanwhile, Darden with a fair catch at the 23-yard line. So Deshaun Watson.
I mean, like, unless he pulls out something incredible here, which 2 touchdowns would be, like, unheard of. The 2 stops, though. That's what I'm worried about. Refs are bad, but Greg Gumbel has been hilarious as face disabler. Yeah, Greg Gumbel is Greg Gumbel is Greg Gumbel, man. I just I just hate when, if it's egregious and we have video and it's something you can quickly go, oh yeah, no, we missed that. Why can't we just go and say, hey, hold on, wait, stop the play real quick. That's a face mask. You know what I mean? For personal fouls, at least. Why can't we just, you don't got to challenge it, but allow yourself to look at the replay. That's all. Q Horton says, my fellow Q, thanks for everything you do, man. When a loss, commentary is greatly appreciated. Appreciate that, Q. It's weird to say that to somebody else. Todd Trout says Steelers just made less unforced errors than we do. I mean, their unforced errors aren't even being called sometimes, too. That's part of the problem. But it just is what it is. It's hard for me to take away anything from this game. Like, let's see what we do here, though, man. We got time.
As far as the playoffs are concerned, Steelers are winning here. Miami is tied with the New York Jets. Meanwhile, take a look at Nick Chubb.
Good run, Nick Chubb.
Close to the 40-yard line. He'll be knocked down at about the 37.5. Terrell Edmonds with the stop. Well, and Buffalo in the lead, too.
Yeah, Greg, listen, it's Steelers have controlled most of this game, but it's still only a 13-point game. And so they've got to be careful right now because you just can't allow the Browns and Watson to start to get hot. And first and foremost from the Browns, you have got to make sure that you can protect up front and try to at least keep this defense off balance so they just can't rush the passer and get after Watson.
Watson pulls it down, takes off again, and this time he is hit from behind. Alex Highsmith got to him. Update time once again. Let's take you back to New York City. What's happening, guys?
Grant, a Buffalo beauty. Yeah, Josh Allen out of the pocket. He does his magic right here. He's going to find John Brown from 32 yards out. The Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen, 2 touchdown passes, 2 kickoff returns by Nyheim Hines. They lead New England 28-17. Back to Greg Gumbel.
All right, guys. Thank you. And once again, Pittsburgh looking for a win or tie, or a loss and a tie from those.
There you go, first down.
New England and from Miami.
Oh, a lot of Joe Flacco fans right now in Pittsburgh. Come on, Joe. One more time for the Gipper. See a couple nice runs to start this drive for Nick Chubb. And again, I feel like just for some reason, the run got away from the Cleveland Browns. And as we know, I know that, you know,
For some reason, they're down by 13 points.
but this offense still runs through their run game.
Watson with time.
Got it.
Got his man on the run. That's Amari Cooper down the sideline, out of bounds, close to the 10-yard line. Let's see where they mark him out. It'll be at about, let's see, about the 13 or so.
Well, how much time? This only works with this much time in the pocket. And so Cooper goes from one side of the field all the way to the other. You see Fitzpatrick in the middle, but really Spillane, who's responsible for the flat on that side, he has got to be able to see that and play deep to short. He comes up on the shallow route, and because Watson has enough time, Cooper is wide open all by himself, right by the numbers.
36 yards on that play. First down from the 14. Hunt.
Oh, Kareem Hunt's back in the game.
Montravius Adams.
Means he got checked out for concussion protocol. He didn't have one. Good for him.
Greg, you see how did this drive start? Two really good, strong Nick Chubb runs, right? I mean, when you got, arguably probably the best running back in the NFL, right? At least one of the most consistent high-end running backs for the last 4 seasons. And really, you have.
Hold on. Shut up, commentator. You got Robert Spillane one-on-one with David Njoku. Take that.
Second and 8, Chubb not in there. Watson under pressure and going down at the 20. And that's Cameron Hayward. We have a late flag thrown on the play.
Well, they're going to say.
That's a makeup call. That's a makeup call.
Brings a flag on Cameron Hayward. What did you say?
Listen, I don't know how you could call that. He tackled.
That's a makeup call.
I mean, we've seen how many times in this game.
It's a bad call, but I mean, it's been a game full of bad officiating.
Watson get out of sacks. Right? The guy's there, wrapped up, and he gets out of sacks. And so Hayward, he didn't even hit him with velocity. That is a football tackle.
You gotta remember that play. First and goal. Watson.
Stay on your feet.
Donovan Peoples-Jones inside the 5 to about the 3. The Steeler faithful are not pleased.
I don't blame. It's a good adjustment by Peoples-Jones. But yeah, that is a tough. You see these tough calls every week, right?
Second and goal, Nick Chubb back on the field. Watson, lots of time. Running out of time now, they're going to run it.
Got it. Nick Chubb, touchdown.
Chubb.
Big time.
You said it a short while ago. There's not a big difference in this score, and now it's even less.
Well, look at how much time Chubb is going to leak out of the backfield, but this is all about time. Watson sitting back there 4 or 5 seconds,
And then you're going to see right at the end.
Yeah, I mean, he had multiple guys here. Coop, good adjustment by Nick Chubb.
The run, and then Watson keeps his eyes on Chubb. Easy touchdown.
Chubb's first receiving touchdown of the season on this last day of the regular season. The extra point is good. 10-11 to play in the fourth. Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, the announcers are terrible. This is what happens too. Sometimes they'll have like Greg Gumbel. He calls almost every Pittsburgh team. So it's kind of like when you're on League Pass and you listen to the away team, the home team's broadcast. It's going to be that level of bias because that man calls every game for Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? He's basically the de facto play-by-play announcer for him. Sly says, all right, refs, we'll take the 15 for the missed 15. Yeah. Hey, points. Never mind. Refs versus Steelers versus Browns. I told you. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't no handicap match. Them refs is incompetent for everybody. Like, this is just bad for everybody. Those refs are not good. Like, the procedural stuff they were getting wrong, I'm telling you right now, these referees are terrible. Like, it's not a conspiracy. It's not Roger handed down anything, even though, like, it's easy to believe that. The refs are just terrible. They're just bad at their job. They just really are. They're either checked out, they don't care, or whatever, but they just stink. Nelson Gonzalez says, so you're telling me there's a chance? Let's go. Yeah, man, we got to play defense, though. Got to play defense. That's been this team's Achilles heel all year, and it's also been the one thing that Pittsburgh's been able to do is score in these kind of situations. So, not a guarantee here. Got to get them off the field. Got to play some defense.
In LA, he's been an official since 1998. He's worked 2 Super Bowls and 6 conference championships, and today he is working his 378th and final regular season game. Congratulations, Perry.
Now that is a lot of games.
I was about to say the same thing.
Wow, what a career.
Stevenson is not going to get a chance to return that line drive kick.
Yeah, he's bad at his job, but he's been doing it for a while. Wow, commendable.
6 games, 3 days, one epic weekend. Super Wildcard Weekend presented by Verizon, Saturday through Monday. Visit NFL.com/schedule for the full schedule. And as always, every NFL on CBS game begins with our guys at the NFL.
All right, man, let's go.
Here's the AFC playoff picture. Pittsburgh now with a smaller lead against the Cleveland Browns here. It's 20-14. They start from their own 25.
20, 10, 5, touchdown,
We got another Fitty bomb from Robert Hawkins, who says, thank you for the streaming coverage and all the videos during the week. You changed the way I watch football. Thank you. Looking forward to next year. Appreciate that, Robert. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate the Fitty bomb. Everybody give Robert a shout out.
They really had something going. They had touchdown, field goal, touchdown. You know, their last drive, they go 3 and out, and what happens? Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubb go right down the field and score. And so, you know, right now, to be able to close this out with just a 6-point lead.
Stop the Cap says anytime they ask Gene Scarator explain what he saw, you just know you finna get robbed. Yeah.
This one possession stuff is familiar territory for the Steelers. They've played 7 straight one possession games.
And if you take a look at, the last few, they're used to being behind in those games, but
a win today will make it 19 straight winning season for this Steelers franchise.
Keith says, help settle this debate with Kia, better GM, Dorsey, or AB. AB. AB's made some pretty solid draft picks. I think also the extensions he's been able to get people down for, and some of the trades he's made have put him over the top when it comes to Dorsey. Dorsey would get you a star, but then he would get you Odell, but he would get no offensive line. He was very short term, Dorsey was. Not long term, really. I think Dorsey's had his hits. He's a hit or miss guy. I think AB's a bit more consistent. And you gotta remember, AB never really had those like flashy draft picks that like Dorsey got, because Dorsey was able to go and have the 1-4 in 2018, and then 2018. So, you know, of course he's gonna, if his hits hit, they're gonna hit a little harder because those are early picks. But yeah. Ray Rag says Steelers run slot motion almost every play. It's their offense. They've been doing that forever. All right, 2nd and 10. This is the one.
Myles Garrett had a hold and wouldn't let go.
Ooh, Freiermuth is down. Oh, no.
Still on the ground. That's Freiermuth, the tight end.
Holding his knee, and he's down.
So they will take a look. We will take a
Hopefully he's all right. Hopefully it's just a stinker.
Deep sea driving, I see.
Something like that.
Well, here's something else. With your Farmers Policy Perk new car replacement, you can get a new one.
That is something else.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nuggets. All for $5. Wait, that can't be right. Just confirm that that's the real price. Be paid. Have it your way.
COVID-19. Some people get it, and some people can get it bad. And for those who do get it bad, it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, asthma, or smoking. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, don't wait. Ask your healthcare provider right away if an awful
Stop the Cab says Mike Tomlin walked like he got a bad hemorrhoid. I ain't got nothing to say about that.
This is the truck.
I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing for that.
And the rising generation. This is the one more truck owners are switching to. This is what it means to be a Ram.
Burger King do be having elite commercials. Like you be ready to go to Burger King after watching them commercials, and then you go to Burger King, and it's like, come on. And look, Burger King is good when you in the mood for Burger King. I'm not gonna lie, when you in the mood for like a stacker, it slaps. It slaps. But like when you just gotta get something and Burger King's the only thing you can get, that it tastes like garbage. You know what I mean? So
FM on CBS is sponsored by Verizon, the network you deserve, the savings that last. Farmers Insurance. Get a quote at farmers.com. And by Burger King.
Welcome back, everyone. Pat Freiermuth, a terrific young tight end.
I don't want to see that.
To the sidelines. We'll check on him. Meanwhile, going deep down the far sideline.
Nope, don't touch him.
Overthrowing George Pickens.
Nah.
Was Kenny Pickett. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
Well, Gray, that puts him in another 3rd and long situation. Now they've done a pretty good job
job in this game on third down. But again, you're at risk right now of really having 2 drives.
AB job on the line this offseason if he doesn't fix his team. I mean,
Looking for first down here. The pass to this side of the field, and it's caught by Pickens.
That's a heck of a grab. For sure, there was some sort of.
everybody job on the line next year if they don't win.
There's a lot of contact on this play, but that certainly
Bro,
looks like
what?
interference, but what a catch for Pickens to just be able
Yeah,
to
it's a catch.
concentrate on that and be able to bring that in.
Yeah, it's a catch.
That is a big time. That is a huge play on 3rd and 10. And that is such a big down for Pickett and the Steelers.
Go back to the ground game and Harris. And Harris trying to work his way around the left side, carrying a couple of players. Update time. Big things happening once again.
New England knows what's at stake. Take a look. Mac Jones going back. I said, Nate, this is a good catch. He said, yes, JB, it is. That will be Devontae Parker. 2-point attempt by New England. Not good. They're down by 5. 11:33 remaining in regulation. Back to Greg Gumbel.
All right, guys. Again, the Steelers need a New England loss or a tie, and a Miami loss or a tie. Miami and the Jets are tied at 6 with 6 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Pickett throwing sideline. Too high for Deontay.
Get him off the field here.
Well, he had Steven Sims wide open down the middle of the field. Watch here as this play goes on, and just, I know his eyes were probably somewhere
Oh,
else.
Grant.
They had one.
Grant.
Gets his eyes over to the right side. An opportunity for it.
Grant not having the greatest of games.
But another 3rd and 8. I mean, they've been in a lot of 3rd and long situations in this game. Anytime they put Pickens into the boundary, they have 2 safeties, so they'll go to the right.
This one over the middle, and he got him. Connor Hayward, the rookie from Michigan State, and that is a huge first down for the Steelers.
Oh, is this a catch or what? Hayward comes into this game with 9 catches on the season. 2 safeties deep, so Pickett goes to the inside. Beautiful
Yeah, well, we knew
spiral
the defense.
body adjustment.
About to give up 27 points to the shitty Steelers offense.
Have it down for the rookie.
Embarrassing,
John
dog.
Johnson, the safety, on that play, might have seen him take the hit on his left knee. And they are looking at
That's
him
unfortunate for
now at
John.
about the 11-yard line. That was a 27-yard pickup. They'll check on John Johnson. We'll take a break.
This year, television's top shows
I'm here to save as many lives as possible.
are all on CBS. Like
All right, man. Now, you had 2 good opportunities, man. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10. Can't get them off the field. Don't know what to tell you. I'm supposed to say this. I don't know what they want me to say, man. Gotta get off the field when you get the opportunities. We got you. He had the opportunity to keep this to 1 score. Now it's going to be at least, what, 9? With like less than 5 left.
Harris. Not much. 1 or 2. Chase Winovich making
Greg, I tell you what, Pickett hasn't been perfect in this game, but you are starting to see a trend, and you've seen it in the last couple games, and you're starting to see it in this game.
I've never seen somebody with a negative touchdown interception ratio like Kenny Pickett get hyped up like he is.
Now that he has a great tendency that when they need him to deliver,
like the amount of glaze that they want to put on this dude.
That ball tipped at the line of scrimmage and it falls incomplete.
Of course it is. He was targeting Deontay Johnson in the red zone, and so I mean, they just can't. Some things just might not be meant to be, but now they're faced with another 3rd and 8. Pickett is going to have to make a great throw. But just know and understand right now what a field goal does for you. So don't take the sack. Don't try to force anything because field goal is a big deal here for your offense.
By the way, more good news for Steeler fans. The Buffalo Bills have scored again. They stretched their lead over New England.
I swear, I'd rather they have 3rd and 2 than 3rd and long. Yeah, they're better on 3rd and short, man.
Inside the 5, and the diving catch is made by Connor Hayward.
They suck, man. This team just sucks.
Let's take a look at it. Let's get you back to the guys in New York.
Yeah, Greg, right here, you're going to find Josh Allen, his 3rd touchdown of the day. He's going to see Stephon Diggs from 49 yards out. Extra point is good. They lead the New England Patriots 35-23. It's falling in line for Pittsburgh.
It sure is. Pittsburgh with the lead here, looking for more. They need a New England loss. That's happening. They need a loss or a tie with the Miami Dolphins, and that's happening with 4:45 to play in regulation. Jaylen Warren right up the middle to about the 2. More importantly, down to 4:48 to play.
Well, Greg, what do we start off this drive saying? How big of a drive this was for Pickett and the Steelers? This was a must drive, and right now they've run 12 plays. They've gone 73 yards. They've had 3 at least 3rd and 8s that they've been able to convert on this drive. I mean, that's how you want to come out and play. When you've got to have it, when you've got to make a play, and you're fighting for your playoff lives. I mean, that's exactly what you want to see. And it's not just Pickett. You saw Pickens make great grabs. Hayward twice.
Connor Hayward has come up big.
Absolutely.
As soon as Pat Freiermuth left the game.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be really pleased with, again, when you've got to really be at your best to go out there and make plays.
13th play of this drive for the Steelers. Pickett to throw. End zone. Incomplete. Hayward was his target. It'll be 3rd and goal. It has not been a perfectly played game, but this game has had a playoff atmosphere. You can feel the urgency in the Steelers.
You can. You certainly can. But how agonizing is the Jets Miami score for Pittsburgh fans? I mean,
we got nobody on the outside ledge.
So much going on.
3rd and goal. Big play here for the Steelers. On the slant. Incomplete. And a flag.
I hate this fucking team. Why? Lee Joe is gone by 5 p.m. sharp. Yeah. What?
If you see it from the backside, his right arm is right on the body of Pickens. And I know there's a lot of contact down in there in the red zone.
Dog, just let him score.
Probably a good call.
So it's 1st and goal for the Steelers. Looking to add to their lead, which is just 6 at the moment. Once again, things looking up at the moment for the Steelers. They lead. New England trails. Miami is tied. reminder, stay tuned for the NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars, time permitting. They don't have much to talk about, do they? JP, Phil, Nate, Boomer, and the coach have all the information, scores, and highlights.
Boy, and if the Steelers are good, if they're able to pull this one off, and then they got to wait for overtime, I mean.
And they will. They'll sit around the TV set.
The coverage once they get in the third and long all year, easily, yeah. I don't know if it's Joe Woods' fault, but like it's about time we find out, right? It's about time we find out.
Derek Watt has a receiving touchdown this year and now his first rushing TD. And 7 different ball carriers on the ground for the Steelers today.
Yeah, and again, that really caps off an impressive drive. 13 plays, 73 yards, and so impressed on how many third and long conversions that the Steelers had to make in order to be able to drive down the field for that touchdown.
Two-point attempt here. The lob to the back of the end zone, and it is caught by Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, why not, man? Why not give up the 2-point conversion? Honest to God, I would prefer a defense that just gave up big plays than this. I liked it better when they were just giving up big plays. Why do they give up, like, it sucks the life out the game when they give up, like, 7-minute drive after 7-minute drive after 7-minute drive. You're a grown man at a football game with shoulder pads. That's weird. I'm sorry. That is weird to go to a football game in shoulder pads that you're not playing at. That's just, I don't like that. But Big Daddy Dub says, God, these commentators are annoying. Yeah, I mean, like, they don't care. I don't care at this point. The commentators are the least bit of my concern. We wouldn't give a damn about the commentators if the team was better. So. Steelers are out here playing Madden, running the same damn plays all the time. They just flip a coin and play. The Browns can't even figure it out. Man, we just suck on defense, man. Like I don't know if Joe Woods is the problem, but it's about time we found out. Sly says 2 BSPI calls. Yeah.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 56. Carries 10 yards, first down.
Tay Davis is guilty of that. And mind you, coming up next, Giants, Eagles, Chargers, Broncos. Doubleheader Sunday, this last Sunday of the regular season. Here's a look at the NFC playoff picture. Philadelphia, the top seed. Giants are there, looking to get in. Green Bay, Seattle, Detroit. And the crowd comes alive here in Pittsburgh. Chubb to the 20.
Mr. Roll-Up Ball Game. Now let's go get to firing.
Yeah, now is, they're going to have to go back to being one-dimensional. And again, this is, not the defense with so many guys up front that can win one-on-one to get in obvious passing situations.
Pass into the flat. That's the Joker who at the
Damn.
Joker. Has first down yardage. cold when we got to the stadium today, and Njoku was out there bare-chested, proving a point. Watson.
Get rid of the ball, Deshaun.
I mean, look at, guess who? I mean, pick one, Greg.
Yeah.
Hayward, Watt, Highsmith. I mean, it doesn't really. Here they are, all three of them meet at Deshaun Watson at pretty much the same time. I mean, look at that. That just shows you right there. The big three inside. That you get one-dimensional.
Thanks, bro. It's been a ride, Jerry Winkler. Appreciate you.
T.J. Watt was held and still got to the quarterback. 5th time today that Deshaun Watson has been sacked by the Steeler defense.
Yeah, when you look at it, if you when you go back and you study this game, you take a look at the time to throw metric, right? And so in this game, he's over 3.6 seconds, and he's only thrown the ball 4 times when he's gotten rid of the ball in under 2.5 seconds. And so he is holding the ball a lot in this game, and that is just something, again, against this defensive front with so many talented pass rushers, you just can't get away with holding the ball that long for so many passes.
I am still in shock at these calls. I'm still in shock at these calls. Never have yeah, the refs just stink today, man. I don't know.
So it's 3rd and 12. And a hold by the Steelers here could just about put a nail in the coffin for a win. Watson pulls it down, decides to keep it to about the 30-yard line. That'll be about 7 yards short of a first down.
Fred Hines says this one sucks, but we'll still be here for the ride. Absolutely, Fred. Appreciate the super chat, man.
Towards 2.5 minutes to play. Watson throwing.
Good catch.
That's complete near midfield to Njoku. And a first down.
Boy, that is a heck of a grab, and really the only reason why he was able to get that throw off is because of Nick Chubb. He saw just at the last moment Watt coming off the right side and picked him up in protection.
Here's Chubb now off the right side for a couple. They'll mark his forward progress at the 47. With
Jed Wills is a guard. Y'all just be saying shit. Sometimes y'all just be saying shit, dog. Jed Wills is a guard? Who told you that? Nobody credible says that.
All admitted. Bomb guy. Dude, you do not need to get.
Or do you just think like every tackle you don't like can just be moved to guard? Is this like a DB thing where everybody swears to God, like if somebody's not a great DB, like a great outside corner, you could just move them to like safety and they'll be fine? Is that what people are doing with the offensive line? That's the only way that take makes not I don't want to say sense because it still doesn't make sense that way, but that's the only way I can understand how somebody can come to that take. It's still wrong though. Like Jed Wills, if Jed Wills is not a tackle, then he's not a guard. You know what I mean? He's not built like a guard. I don't get why people say that. He's built like a tackle. If he's just not good, then he's just not good. But he's been fine most of the year. Like not great, not horrible. He's just been alright.
That is definitely him. Dude, that's Jessica.
I'm sure somebody's gonna call me a Jed Wills lover because I'm not like F Jed Wills. Jed Wills is terrible. That's usually how these things go. Found your content this season. It's been a great ride. Hopefully next few seasons, organization will be in win now state of mind. Hopefully. I mean, like if you trade for Deshaun Watson and your ideal is not to win now, then I don't know why you did it. So if they're not in win now mode, you have to question like what was the whole point, right? So I'm just going to assume they're in win now mode because again, why make the trade if you're not in win now mode? You don't trade 3 first-round picks when you're when you're trying to win later. Michael Rodriguez says, thanks for all you do, man. The Browns are bad, but you give us playoff effort every week. Appreciate that, Michael. Appreciate that, Michael. All right, Browns are back.
2nd and 6 now for Cleveland. Watson.
Ooh.
Tipped away. Pass broken up by James Pierre. Now the bad news for the Steelers, the Miami Dolphins have taken a 9-6 lead on a 50-yard field goal by Jason Sanders.
Let's go, Miami.
Shows 23 seconds remaining.
Let's go.
In the 4th quarter. A Dolphins win does the Steelers no good. Third and 6 here for the Browns. Over the middle.
First down.
And it takes 3 Steelers, 4 Steelers.
Ray Rag says Dolphins just took the lead. F you Steelers, no playoffs for you. Hey, still 18 seconds left.
Well, that has to be a heartbreaker because the Steelers came in here today and just they took care of business and they played well today. They really have. They played
Oh, the poor Steelers. Oh, yeah, who gives a fuck?
Watson.
That's holding.
Behind him as he throws over the middle, and that's incomplete. You know, the interesting thing about that Jets-Dolphins game, it was a battle of backup quarterbacks.
Chosen Cartel, I'm over the corny, inspiring music before commercials.
Ethan Posich, the center, guilty of that. Let's get an update on what's going on, guys.
Greg, Miami has done its part.
I think Mike Tomlin just got the news on the headphones right there. Jason Sanders is going to make his 50-yard field goal. There's 18 seconds left in the game, and Miami has taken a 9-6 lead over the Jets.
If New England wins, Greg, I'll let you complete it. Back to Greg Gumbel.
If New England wins, the Miami Dolphins, boy, talk about a gut punch to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ready, go. Ready, go, go.
Deborah says we had no excuse to not be good this year. I disagree with that one. Such a disappointing season. Really enjoyed listening to you the whole year. Always next year. Yeah. I mean, like, the starting quarterback was suspended for 11 games for a good reason. He was suspended, but he was suspended. So, like, that was going to have an effect. And he just fumbled. And we just got on top of it. Cool. And either way, he's played bad today.
Yeah, one more time, that just the TJ Watt and the Alex Highsmith combination off of both edges, and that is certainly not something that you want to see right here with 1 minute left to go in your season. Your left tackle on the ground grabbing his leg.
Is that Jed? God damn it.
Jedrick Wills. We'll take a quick break and
And the Jets are running one last miracle play, and it doesn't look like it's going to have success. And it just got picked off in touchdown. No touchdown. But the game's over. Miami won. Pittsburgh's not in the playoffs. Thank God. So at least there's that. Pittsburgh not in the playoffs. Browns, this game's over, essentially. This game's over. Hopefully Jet Wills, it's not as serious as it looks. But that looks serious. So that's very, very unfortunate.
The Dolphins have beaten the New York Jets 9-6, and it's the Miami Dolphins claiming that final AFC playoff spot, and it will not be the Pittsburgh Steelers. And suddenly this stadium has become very, very quiet.
Really, you look at really a tale of two different seasons for both the Steelers and the Dolphins. If you think about how each team started the first half of the season, and now how both teams have finished. The Steelers are really with a strong half, and we've all seen how Miami
No grand scheme. No.
And it's that one. This one has to hurt quite a bit, I think, if you're part of the Steelers.
On 2nd and 14, Watson getting out of trouble and now throws, and that's incomplete, by the way.
By the way, all the people with the conspiracy theory that like they were going to move James Hudson to left tackle, if that were the case, he would be at left tackle right now, but he's at right and Chris Hubbard's at left, so that busts that one. Told you coaching was the issue, not QB. Are you talking about Baker Mayfield, sorry ass still, Kev? Kev, please tell me you're not talking about no goddamn Baker Mayfield. I know we ain't still talking about that man. Ain't nobody talked about him all day. You out here bringing up back. Kev, tell me you're not talking about no goddamn Baker Mayfield.
And that's Alex Highsmith.
How many sacks is Highsmith? I mean, it's just getting...
This is the 6th sack of the day for Watson.
Yeah, and again, it's obviously the time's winding down here, but it's what happens against this team up front. If you become one-dimensional, they're just too good. There are just too many guys up front that can win one-on-one, and it's only a matter of time before your quarterback starts to take too many hits.
And a really good effort by these Pittsburgh Steelers that's just going to come up short because of the Miami win. Watson scrambling and goes down. And once again, Cameron Hayward. What a day he had to finish up this regular season. So the Steelers, a win, in the end it doesn't get them their goal, which is a playoff spot. Still another winning season for Mike Tomlin. Once again,
Oh, thank God it's finally over. All right, let's just move on to next year. We'll see. The next 24 hours are going to be interesting because, that's where moves are going to be made. Does Kevin stay? Does Joe Woods stay? Are guys going to be moved off on? We'll see. What does it look like? Why does it look like? I mean, they don't look like we never ready to play. Just we don't win games, dog. Like that. It's not these. I really wish we could stop having these conversations be focused on cliches like, do they look like they're ready to win? Do they look like they're motivated? That's stuff that we can't really have a good conversation about because whoever feels like they're not motivated is always going to feel like that team's not motivated no matter what you say because it's like that's a feeling. It's super subjective. You know what I mean? But what we can talk about are some of the objective things that are wrong. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why these arguments frustrate me where people talk about, oh, is it momentum or is it? Like, there are tangible things that we could talk about that are not subjective, that are objective, that can determine whether this dude's doing a good job. But we continue to focus this on the goofy stuff. Hey, can you rate the Browns and Watson's performance today? It was terrible. What are you talking about? Like, it's like 5 out of 10. Not good. Deshaun's going to play some bad games in Cleveland. Throughout the next 5 years, Deshaun's going to have some stinkers. Today was one of the stinkers. He's going to have some great games too, but today was a stinker. It's not a big deal. I don't walk away with this game, my biggest concern being about Deshaun Watson. My biggest concern is about this defense. My biggest concern is about what happens next with this coaching staff. That's what my concern is. If you want to come on here and troll about Deshaun Watson, congratulations, good for you. But like ultimately, it means very little. You're just getting a little empty dunk on somebody who, like, at this point, like, who cares if you get a dunk on him? Sammy Football with a $2 super chat says, at least my Sundays won't be ruined anymore. Can't wait to the XFL, bro. Can't wait. Nelson Gonzalez says, I like how people know nothing about offensive line play. Hear the opinion of other shows that cover the Browns, and they are always negative and run with it. I don't know, man. I don't know what other people are doing. I really don't. I can't say to the level of skill that they're doing. But I do know some people who I find to be very credible when they talk about offensive line play. They tell me that Jay Wills is not that bad. And then they explain to me with the film why they don't think he's that bad and why they think people are over-exaggerating. And I tend to agree with that analysis. But it doesn't matter now because, unfortunately, Jed has a knee injury. So, like, I hope he can come back in time. But we'll see. We'll see. Alan Smith says, appreciate you and your coverage. Time to look at next year. Absolutely. It's time to start looking at that draft, man. I can't wait for the Senior Bowl. Yeah, that's one of the things Watson does. He holds on to the ball too long. He can be late on things. They're going to have to make an adjustment in this offense on what can be on schedule and what can be off schedule. Because I think right now it's either it's on or off schedule, and it's throwing everybody off. I think that there needs to be this needs to be more of the Deshaun Watson offense. You know what I mean? Dom says, looking forward to the offseason content. Q, appreciate all your effort this season. Absolutely. Absolutely. Appreciate that, Dom. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what it comes down to. Like, Deshaun's not going to be a perfect quarterback, but he has proven that he can be top 7. So if he can be top 7 next year, that's good. If he lives up to what he used to be, that's good. He's going to have some bad games. I think even the best quarterbacks have 3 or 4 bad games a year. He had a bad game today. I think sometimes we hear about elite quarterback play, and since for us Browns fans, it's been a myth for so long, we think that good quarterback play equals like a dude who's never going to have a bad game, and that's just not how that works. He had a bad game today, but we can, this goes back to what I talked about with the Clowney thing. We can acknowledge that he had a bad game and not have to go all the way with it, but so often whenever you say he had a bad game, people didn't want to go, oh, but he's making $230 million. But you traded 3. It's like, it was a bad game. He had a bad game. He'll probably have better games in the future. We can just leave it at that. We don't have to go all the way with it. And that's my issue with some of the analysis. It's like, okay, even when you say, hey, he did have a bad game, if you don't go all the way with it, you're not being critical of him, right? Because people say, I don't say anything critical about Watson, which is complete bullshit. Because I've been very critical about him, his feet and everything in my film breakdowns, but people choose to ignore that. You know what I mean? People choose to ignore that I don't just say bad things about the players they like because I'm being mean to them. I say bad things about the players they like because they're not playing well. People don't want to acknowledge that. So instead, they'll say that I'm just being favoritism towards somebody else, or that I don't see the negative, or I'm just a hater on somebody else. When it's been proven, name me a player on this team I have not pointed out when they played bad. I've talked about Myles Garrett having bad games. I've talked about Nick Chubb having bad games. Baker Mayfield, when he was on the team and everybody loved him, I was on that hey, I don't think this is the labrum thing, right? Okay, Watson, Mayfield, yet the Browns still look like the coaching was always the problem. Dog, you making this summation from one game though? Can we? I don't want it. Kev. I'm just going. All right, bro, you got it. I don't feel like arguing about it. I'm trying to make a different point, and I'm trying to make a different point. It's just that's the stuff that is weird, right? I try to be fair to everybody I evaluate. That's it. You know what I mean? Sometimes There are people who are diehard fans of certain players that get mad at me when I do it, and they say I'm being biased. Like, it just is what it is. That's what I've learned throughout the last 5 years is I'm going to criticize somebody at some point. Somebody's going to take it all away and get mad at me. But if you watch this game, like, Deshaun played bad in this game. Like, there's no mistake. I mean, like, I don't even think the interceptions were the worst thing he did. Like, the sacks he took. He didn't have to take a lot of those sacks. You know what I mean? Like, the interceptions, they were bad too. But, like, the sacks on top of that, he just didn't play well. That's fine, though. Like, if quarterbacks are going to have bad games. Even the great ones. They're going to have bad games. It's about the larger body of work. And the larger sample says he's going to be fine. But that's fine there. Defensively, they're a mess. They're a disaster, and they need a new voice in that room. And if we bring back Joe Woods, I can't sit here and predict great things for this Browns team next year, right? Like, as much as I think this team, like, even with Joe Woods, I think they could probably win 10 games next year, but they're not going to the Super Bowl with no damn Joe Woods at DC. They need a new voice. They need a new DC. And Joe Woods is not that guy. If they decide to make that move, I think that'd be better for the team, and hopefully they hire the right guy. But if they don't, then that's on them. And that's on everybody in that staff, and Kevin won't be back. You know what I mean? If they have a disappointing season next year and he sticks with Joe Woods. Honestly, if they don't get to the playoffs next year, everybody's getting fired. Like, regardless of who gets kept this year, if they don't make the playoffs next year, everybody's getting fired. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it's going to be. So we're going to find out, man. We're going to find out. Is it coaching? Is it not? I don't know. But next year, if they don't reach this playoffs, everybody's getting fired. Like, point blank, period. Like, even if AB survives, he's probably gone if they don't make the playoffs next year. Even if Kevin survives, they're probably gone if they don't make, like, the stakes are what they are for next year. It's not a goal. It's a requirement. You got to make the playoffs next year. Unless something crazy happens, knock on wood, to like a key player on this team or a handful of key players on this team when it comes to injury. Again, knock on wood. Hope that does not happen. Then if they don't make the playoffs, everybody's getting fired. So that's what the stakes are for next year. You know, hell, everybody might get fired tomorrow. I don't know. But I know for sure if they don't win next year, everybody get fired. I think most people are safe. I think Kevin's safe because you just don't want to change out offenses when you just got Deshaun back. Like, you don't want to switch out offenses, so he's going to stay for that. But I think Joe Woods, he's probably gone, man. Yeah, I've seen that report too. It wasn't super substantiated. I seen Brad tweet it out, but Brad, like, he's kind of reliable. He's not like the unreliable, but he's not as reliable as some of the other sources that are out there. Like, you know, if Cam had tweeted that or if MKC had tweeted that, I would be more inclined. But, you know, it's been guys that are on that, like, second tier that I can't really run with it yet. But Matt Miller, thank you for that super chat. Look like South Dakota State about to win the FCS championship. Good for them. Unless NDC. Rude Dog G says, how do you fire the owner? I mean, they basically, like, look, I'll give Jimmy Haslam credit here. He ain't making decisions all like that. You know, this has really been down to DePodesta, Andrew Berry, and them. So, like, as much as I don't think Jimmy Haslam makes sound business decisions, I don't think that, like, you can blame the state of this team and the record this year on Jimmy Haslam. He ain't really had shit to do with this. Like, he greenlit the idea to go after Deshaun Watson, but it's not like he was the one who brought it up himself. Like, those rumors are kind of BS. Everybody in that building wanted to go after Deshaun Watson. So, you know, it wasn't like it was just him. Playoffs for sure. Be nice to win the division for once. Yeah. It would be nice to win the division. It'd be nice to win the Super Bowl. Like, that'd be cool. You know what I mean? But that's what the expectations are. There's going to be no more. And honestly, like, unless it's crazy injuries, like crazy injuries, I don't think people are surviving it. Like, it is what it is. Like, after a while, the excuses are done. There's going to be no, well, you know, we're adding things to the offense, so it's kind of slowed it. Like, you just got to produce next year. You know, the same way 2021 for Baker was kind of like, hey, shit or get off the pot, is the same way that 2023 for Kevin, if he's coaching it, is shit or get off the pot. Like, either you get to the playoffs or you don't, but there is no excuses if you don't. You know what I mean? Like, there will be reasons, but that doesn't excuse it. And then if you don't do it, you're just not going to be here. Dan C. Salty says, I understand subjective, objective. Every year we see how Mike Tomlin consistently is able to get average play. No, Mike Tomlin is not just able to get better than average play from less than average players. They do a better job at scouting. They do a better job of developing players. They are able to develop players for a system that's been there for 20 years because they keep guys forever, right? The stability leans into that, right? When the Browns were terrible at development, it was because they kept switching out coaches, and you can't keep developing players when you keep asking them to change what they do. They don't have that problem in Pittsburgh. So they're able to develop players for their system over a course of 4 or 5 years, and that works out for them. They have the stability to be able to do that, the trust to be able to do that. It's not that Mike Tomlin comes out there and puts magic juice on these players and they play well. He don't be saying nothing different. He don't be making that many different decisions. They have stability, and they have consistency, and they ask guys to fill roles that they have been asking guys to fill forever, and that leads to them making better decisions in the draft, because when you have drafted a guy to fill this specific position a million times, you'll find out that you're pretty good at finding those guys. Okay, Odell Beckham's not in the NFL, and Baker Mayfield's not good this year. Like it's a bad argument, Kev, and here's why your argument is bad. If you're using Odell and Baker Mayfield, it's like, oh, look how bad Kevin was. Baker's been worse without Kevin this year. Odell is not in the NFL. It's a bad argument. Like, they're not like balling right now. Like, Baker Mayfield's NFL career is still like hanging on by like a thread. I don't get that argument. Like, that's a bad argument towards Kevin. If you want to argue towards Kevin, there are better things that you could choose than that. Ray Rag says, even though they suck today, lost to the Steelers, are going to be doing the same thing next week, watching from home. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, why do we have this need to keep bringing up Baker Mayfield, man? And then y'all get mad at me when I respond to it. Like they ain't bringing it up to me all the time. Why are you talking about? You the one brought him up to me. That's crazy. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And then the whole Odell thing, like, let's be real. Like with Odell, it's like, was it how he was being used in the offense, or was it how he was being targeted by the quarterback? Because his family tends to think it was the quarterback. But, you know what I mean? Like, we can revisionize and go back and make a point. Like, it's just not good to make points like that, because you can make whatever of it that you want to make of it. And that's not always a great way to make a point. You know what I mean? Preston Herring says, how does us finishing last in the division expect? I mean, we just get a last place schedule. It's supposed to be easier, but like, let's be real here. I'm the last person that's going to talk about the scheduling advantage. Your schedule's your schedule. It's the NFL. You're going to have a difficult schedule. It's not easy to win 12 games because you have a last place schedule. It is very difficult to win 12 games. So whatever your schedule is, it's your schedule. Because who knows? The Rams could be good next year. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter who the last place schedule is. It really doesn't. We make too much out of strength of schedule in the NFL. Like, you're not playing Rutgers. three biggest changes that need to be made in the offseason: better defensive tackle, a red zone threat at wide receiver, some changes to the offense as well to go with that, and then I would say defensive coordinator. So I gave you 4. There's more than just 3 things that need to be changed on this team. Obviously. We're 7-10, dog. Obviously. I don't care about Kevin's press conference, man. I'm honestly only going to be on there for like 6 more minutes. I'm not going to the press conference. Dead Sea Salty says, at the end of the day, is it too much to ask for consistency from a good to great team? Everyone else in the division has division titles, Super Bowl berths. I mean, because we're the only team that keeps switching guys out. Like Dead Sea Salty, like dead serious. We can't keep wanting the coach fired every year and then wonder why we're the only team in the AFC North that doesn't win when we're the only team that keeps switching coaches out. Cincinnati can Marvin Lewis forever. They're going to keep Zach Taylor forever, whether they like it or not. And there were reasons to fire Zach Taylor his first 3 years before he went to the Super Bowl. Absolutely reasons to fire him. They could have got off him in that second year. They chose not to. It worked out. We know Pittsburgh and Baltimore don't fire coaches, but like we got to stop firing dudes. Chris has $5 super chat, says, have to adjust the offense for 4 to get better personally in key areas. Tired of being in the cellar division. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much it, man. Pretty much it. You can say Mike Tomlin has, like, why are we saying this dumb shit all the time? Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season. That's why Pittsburgh doesn't fire the coaches. Okay, then talk about John Harbaugh then. Why wasn't Zach Taylor fired after his second year? It's because some teams value stability. Those 3 teams happen to be in the North. And we're the only team that doesn't value stability in this division. And we're the one team that doesn't win. Point blank, period. It really is that simple. They could have fired Jim Harbaugh. He went 6-10. They could have fired him. They didn't. John Harbaugh, my bad. Final grade on Perry on Winfrey, D+. I don't know. He wasn't great. But, like, is it not obvious why there's a lot of people who don't want to just keep firing coaches, especially a coach that has shown promise? Because, like, every other team doesn't do it, and it seems to work out for them. Like, if he doesn't want to get rid of Joe Woods, then okay, dog. I can't rock with that anymore. But anything outside of that, I don't think is a fireable offense. The Bengals are stuck with Zach Taylor. And we were all making jokes a couple years. Zach Taylor not better than Kevin Stefanski. LOL. And then they had stability in that offense. And then all of a sudden now we're like, oh, I wish we were the Bengals. You want to be the Bengals, do what they did. Keep their coach. That's what you want. You want to be the Bengals, keep the coach. Stop switching out coaches. How about that? You can make this loss sound as bad or as good as you want to. I don't care, dog. Like, this is about the larger picture. But that's it, man. That's all I got for y'all today. It's 4:30. I appreciate y'all rocking with me the whole season. Hopefully, y'all continue to rock with me throughout the off season and through next regular season. But I want to say thank you for y'all being here. I appreciate y'all. But with that being said, everybody have a good day, good night. I will have a video out today recapping this. So there it is. Grand Scheme says later, Q, be ready for 18 weeks of the same joke.